Oh, did you get the key?
Hey guys, welcome to a special episode of Talking Time with Caffeine. We got Stick,
Here comes the pussy
XX,
bitches.
Brastia, and our
Hello.
guest for today. Introduce yourself, guest for today.
My name is Raxaimus. I make videos about a boy with a key who travels around with a duck and a dog.
You should join in on us with when we eventually have to do birth by sleep.
I might. I'm a little busy these days, so I don't know.
Well, I usually can only
You
record
fucking
if you're
slow.
available regularly on Saturdays. Then
What?
that's usually when a day I have to record, since that's a day Van Daly gets off from work too.
Oh wow!
Anyways, it's talking time with caffeine. Time to open my caffeine.
Speaking of caffeine, I need a glass.
Well,
I got cherry Coke.
Headset fell off.
today I got the most expert cage store person I know that was available.
Oh God.
The one that was available. The other one is
Yeah.
super busy all the
See the little
time,
bit
so...
things?
fucking dumb.
And meanwhile, we hear a little boy in the background saying "fucking die."
Yeah, I'm watching him at the moment. And,
So at first, Kingdom Hearts
that's
was a
what you're
simple
gonna do.
story of two boys, a girl, and darkness, and then it got super complicated.
Look at it. What? It's two of you,
yeah, there's two of me.
bitch.
Discipline your fucking children!
No, simply put, if I were to talk like this at that kid's age, I'd be dead.
Yeah.
Me too.
Hey,
Bye.
And then I thought
I
it was complicated after days and stuff. Then
yeah,
Dream Drop Distance made my head
there were
hurt
bones in
with the
that.
complications.
Mm-hmm.
The switch.
Meanwhile, I like
why.
to wrap my mind around Dream Drop Distance, no problem.
Oh, careful!
Partially
don't know,
thanks to
I
a friend
get-
of mine.
Personally, I get the gist of what's going on with all.
Oh,
the
you want to be
games.
Kingpin now?
The only things I don't get are like the expanded stuff that's only introduced.
Mm-hmm.
Like for instance, Cage 2 makes a lot more sense when you've played Birth by Sleep and Days and maybe 3D.
Well, that's kind of how the games go. Every game it introduces questions that are answered in every.
Hold on, Ty.
Yeah, I don't know why playing through the final mix version of 2 for the first time just felt like a treat, because like I had already played Birth by Sleep, 3D, Days, and Coded at that point.
So you
like,
got all these new quote unquote.
yeah, like that, especially that one scene where you see the hooded Xemnas going down to see Aqua's armor.
Oh my god! Yeah.
You are, or he is.
I guess that was Terror sticking out like, hey, remember me?
No.
But I guess, as always, you start at the beginning with the story of Cage 1. How come?
1 second.
Speaking of that, if 1, 2, and 3 could have subtitles like the rest of them, what would the day be called?
Like that.
This guy.
1 and 2 don't have subtitles, and neither is 3.
I know, but what would they have if they
He's
had?
asking what if. Personally, I don't think the first game should have a subtitle, but that's just. See, I just proposed numbering them. Kingdom Hearts 1 through Kingdom Hearts, I guess 10 or 11 would be what we're up to now.
I thought it was 7 with 3D.
I'm doing this already.
But now there's 0.2 and the back cover too.
Yeah, there's Kingdom Hearts Key, the mobile or the browser game, Unchained Key, the mobile game, 0.2. So yeah, they're up to 10 now. I
And then
think.
there's a fragmentary passage, which is like a movie based on the game Key.
Actually, Fragmentary Passage is the demo. The movie is back.
Fuck me, why'd I get it wrong?
Games.
Get used to that, by the way. I'm gonna be correcting you this entire time.
Oh my god.
So starting the first game, is that voice we hear in the beginning? Is that Ventus is talking to Sora?
Personally, I think so. even though Nomura says it's Mickey,
Oh,
it doesn't
shit,
line
that's
up
bad.
because Mickey basically barely even knows Sora exists at that point in time, and doesn't really have a connection to Sora at all. Whereas Ventus obviously does have
Oh,
that
we need
connection,
that money.
does know Sora,
Oh, no.
sort
Oh,
of.
what the
You know, stuff like that. Plus, it kind of, the book ending is kind of there.
Let's go
You know,
to the pool to see.
Sora, or Ventus is
Let's get this.
is talked to by Sora in Birth by Sleep, so it only makes sense that Sora would be talked to by Ventus in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Sensei's bang these magical gongs to summon intense fights.
You want to do that, Ty?
What?
You want to fight a bunch of
See,
people?
see the next plot point, I guess, after that was,
Ready?
do you think
Good, bitches.
I guess there's the Riku Sora Kairi triangle
Bitch.
next story point. Is that really a triangle, you think, or
What, you mean like a love triangle?
yeah?
I'm doing this all
In the
day.
beginning, I think it started out as one, but as time went on, especially during Kingdom Hearts 2, I feel like
We
Riku
done?
actually,
Yep, you did it, Ty.
We did it.
he kind of moved away from that. He kind of understood his place.
Level up, bitches.
Hit X.
Well,
So
he
do you-
does say take care of her at the end of the first game.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I guess it's even sooner than that. It happened at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1.
And it's like, do you think Kairi chose Sora's heart because he was closer to her, or think he, or also, or she liked him too, kind of, in the Disney fan.
I think it's a little bit of both, to be
Yeah,
honest with you.
yeah. You posed me.
Okay.
Did he just say schnick?
No. She said you teleported to me.
Oh, welcome, XX Braxica.
Pussy.
I've been here, but I've never played the Kingdom Hearts game, so I have nothing to say about it.
Fucking tell all the Chazo, bitch.
So buy the
Oh,
games. They're coming out on PS4.
I have
Hey,
one and
I
I have
fucked
one
you
and
up.
two on the PS2, but I haven't played them.
Yeah, the final mix versions are coming out. They're better.
Chazo, bitch.
Hmm.
Oh, we
Buy
got
it on
Chazo
PS4. Tell me how it
asshole.
is.
Pussy. Oh yeah.
Can you hear it?
Yeah.
We've been able to hear him for a long time.
Yeah.
Fuck people
He's
up.
funny.
Fuck people.
I
Oh
killed
my
you all,
fucking god.
bitches. I fucked
I'm not
you
much
all.
better. I'm not much better. Oh my god.
So at this point in the story, they had the 12 members of the organization,
Fuck
I
yeah,
guess.
see ya. Shit, I didn't want
Mhm.
Kingdom Hearts, Kingdom Hearts 1 came out, I'm guessing.
Let's drop. Drop.
Yeah,
Drop like a bitch.
that sounds about right.
Drop like a pussy. Yeah. Drop like a pussy.
So do you ever read the manga?
I've read the Chain
Oh,
of
you
Memories
fucking
manga. I haven't
chose.
read any of the others.
I don't fucking care.
Funny
I
enough,
find the Chain of Memories manga hilarious, though.
What the fuck?
funny enough, I
pussy,
actually got the
You
first
fucking
volume of the
pussy,
KH2
pussy,
manga
fucking bitch.
because I saw it at
Pussy,
my
I'll
book
fuck you
fair
up.
in my middle school.
Yes, dude.
And
the
I
fuck
read it and
out,
was
bitch.
promptly put on. And I didn't even know what exactly what it was. So, needless to say, having to read the book backwards from how American books are written was very jarring. I don't even think I read through the whole thing. I just saw how much of the second game it adapted, and then I just gave up. I put the book away, and now I don't even know where it is.
Yeah. Chain of Memories was actually my first manga, but then I branched out. I read Death Note. I read One Punch Man. I read a whole lot of stuff afterwards, but I think it was a good gateway into manga because it was a story that I knew, you know.
Yeah.
I need fucking help.
I heard they canceled the
Okay, I got-
KH2 manga.
They did. Well, they're finishing
God damn,
Kingdom Hearts 2 and finishing
this.
Days, but they're not doing like Birth by Sleep or Dream Drop Distance or
There you go.
anything like that,
Drop
which
like
makes
a
me really
bitch.
sad because I actually really like the manga.
I'll be right back real quick.
Where you going,
We'll get
Bubba?
some more pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, so you want me to help you?
Yeah, what other story points were in
Can you get it?
KH1?
Hold on, Ty. Don't knock anything over, bud. Here.
Let's
You
see.
got like a half a pizza, Ty.
There was the. God, I cannot think right now. You picked a perfect time for me to come on to this podcast. I cannot think right now. Let's see. There was the King Triton introducing the concept of the Keyblade War. There was.
He brings that up.
Yeah, he actually does. He says
Really?
that the in ancient times the Keyblade brought both peace and ruin.
I wonder if King Triton knew Yen Sid.
I knew you did more, Ty.
No, seriously, because
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying.
see, up to this point, most of the Disney worlds have little to do with the series' overarching story, other than providing the overall theme of how all the worlds are connected.
And then
But
you've got
now,
this
And the
one.
Princess of Heart.
Yeah.
well, there's the princesses, but that's about it. Like, what does Pirates of the Caribbean? What's Mulan? What's Hercules? What's Lion King? What's Halloween Town got to do with all the whole thing?
Yeah.
But now with King Triton apparently knowing about the whole Keyblade War, apparently it is more connected.
Especially powerful in this ancient
I don't think
That's a
I don't think most of it's connected. I just think King Triton is
All knowing because King Triton's
No,
lost
not-
King Triton's life.
not all knowing, but he's wise beyond his years, and
Maybe he
that
lived back
applies
then.
to him even being that old.
Yeah, maybe he lived before the big split of the worlds.
And he did this, pussy.
Why is
He did that fucking
why is Mario
asshole.
holding a Game Boy Advance SP?
Get that. Oh, he died. Why did he fucking die, dude?
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, Vandale, I'm gonna admit I was really tempted to say that King Triton was traumatized by extra large Shrek, but no.
So- Do you think after the the story when Rika rejected the blade went to Sora, right?
I'm stuck
Uh-huh.
here now.
Did they go to Sora or
I
to go to
can't do
Ventus?
Come on, Ty.
I think it went to Sora. I think the Kingdom Key is actually Sora's, because Ventus's heart at that point in time, I don't think it was complete enough to actually accept
Come on, come on.
You burped, Ty.
Yeah,
So-
I know.
Then at that point, Sora had 3 hearts in them: Ventus, Kyrie, and his own.
Uh-huh.
You fucking cat.
And then they all went to Trafford's Town.
It's fucking chaos, bitch! It's when that fucking black dude.
Oh no.
Yeah, I think in
Fucking ugly ass pussy.
Team dropped, not Dream Dropped, Coded, they showed some more scenes about the island with Riku meeting with
Oh shit!
Terrazay and
Oh,
Orange
shit,
Heartless.
ugly ass bat, bitch.
Uh-huh. They show that. They show him in Neverland. They show a lot of stuff. They show a lot of the stuff that was behind the scenes that we didn't quite get to see. Which is weird because a little bit earlier that year, the year that Recoded came out, they went ahead and showed the Birth by Sleep Volume 2 preview secret ending thing. And that had a lot of other behind-the-scenes stuff that we never actually got to see because that game was canceled.
There was a canceled Birth by Sleep sequel.
Yes. It eventually became a fragmentary passage, the thing in 2.8.
All right.
But it has a lot less than what it was going to have, because Birth by Sleep Volume 2 was actually going to cover a lot of Riku's story and Mickey's story while they were, while Sora and his friends were doing their thing.
Okay.
That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
It's. I still think it's too bad they didn't. It was mostly Disney World. I mean, I like Disney, but they didn't focus on any of the Final Fantasy characters' histories or worlds.
And see, I'm to the point. Go ahead.
I think you can argue that a lot of the Final Fantasy characters they actually feature come from games that are like a lot more violent than like what Disney would probably allow, and there's probably no way to be able to censor those stories, like especially like Final Fantasy VII.
Well, like I do understand that, but at the same time, you've got to consider Kingdom Hearts itself, as time has gone on, has grown to become this really dark storyline. Like the only thing it doesn't have that separates it from a Final Fantasy in terms of graphic content is blood.
Death.
Blood.
Well, no, because there's even death. Like Master Ericus, Shion, friggin' even Xehanort to an extent. I mean, the dude ripped his own heart out. Like he's literally ripping his soul out and implanting it into another being.
Sure.
That's pretty.
So Kingdom Hearts 3,
kid-friendly.
We can have Eris die again.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, actually, that's the thing. Like, they've shown like a speck of blood, like in the Pirates of the Caribbean world.
Yeah, exactly.
Page 2, and then there's been a bit of mild language. Like the original Game Boy Advance version had Axel saying the words "hell" and "damn." And then Maleficent proudly proudly calls to the fires of hell in the boss battle with her in Birth by Sleep. And I hear that. Yeah. And then I hear one of the new pieces of material in the new HD collection also uses the word hell a couple of times.
I don't know if I've seen that. I'm not sure. I'm going to have to go back and check.
But it's funny how maybe it's because they don't want more, because Disney does not shy away from like T-rated stuff. Like Pirates has it. The Marvel stuff has it, but maybe it's because they don't want like Mickey or like any of those characters getting involved in that. But
I do think that's it. But at the same time, like they can tone down the Final Fantasy stuff. Like if they want to include a Final Fantasy VII world, I know they can't really do Midgar because of certain things in the story. But if they want to include, for example, Lucis from Final Fantasy 15, they can easily just kind of tone Noctis's story down, tone those guys' story down, and make it a bit more KH appropriate.
I mean,
yeah, I used to. Oh, sorry. I just assumed that my headcanon at least that Midgar and all those towns were all on the planet of Radiant Garden Planet.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
that could be it.
I mean, the thing is with Squall's backstory is that he's depicted as being much older than he is in Final Fantasy VIII in the KH series. Like in Final Fantasy,
in Final Fantasy VIII, he's like 17 or 18.
Yeah,
and in Kingdom Hearts 1, I believe he's 25.
No, last I checked, he was 17 in Final Fantasy VIII. But I remember the strategy guide said he was 27 in KH1.
Oh, really? Wow,
that would
be a really big jump.
Oh, wait. Maybe right there. Maybe the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 stuff took place before Radiant Garden fell, and it fell 10 years later, and they were aged.
Well, actually, that's the thing. I would say with the Final Fantasy 7 and 8 stuff, it's likely that since Birth by Sleep has Zack in it, that the Crisis Core stuff happened like in between like the two of them. But then I would say that maybe the Final Fantasy 8 stuff happened during Birth by Sleep. That's why I was kind of disappointed we didn't get to see a younger Squall in Birth by Sleep, because we could say that he was a seed member that was tasked with protecting Radiant Garden, but then he couldn't, so that's why he's ashamed of himself.
Yeah, all we got to see was the pre-Nobodies and Merlin and Winnie the Pooh book.
Actually, I don't know if you know this, but there was a piece of cut content that said that Laguna was actually supposed to be in Birth by
Yeah,
Sleep.
yeah. He was supposed to be in Birth
He
by
was supposed to
Sleep,
be in the Mirage Arena, yeah.
Yeah, he was only supposed to be the announcer for the Mirage Arena, but the reason why they removed him was because they wanted to put him in Dissidia.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, I like him in Dissidia, but oh my gosh, you can have him in both, you know? Would it kill you to pay the voice actor a little bit?
Yeah.
Funny enough, out of the 6 main newcomers in Dissidia, Laguna was the only one that they had to find a voice actor for, since he had not been voiced before. Because like
Kane
Vaughn
was, Vaughn was, Lightning obviously was, yeah.
Vaughn and Lightning were just. Vaughn, Lightning, and Yuna were just voiced by their original actors from their games. Tifa was voiced in like all the Final Fantasy VII sequels, and Kane was voiced in the Final Fantasy IV DS remake.
Speaking of voice actors, did they get a new one for Kyrie?
No. You might think that, obviously, but the woman they got for Kyrie in 0.2 was actually Shion's voice actress.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's why she sounds a little different.
That's like Hayden Panettiere. I watch her on Nashville, so like.
Yeah, no, it's Allison Stoner, I believe, is her name.
Oh, from the I think she's been in a lot of the different Disney shows.
Mm-hmm.
Funny enough, the most recent thing I seen Hayden Panettiere in was Until Dawn.
See, I don't know her outside of Kingdom Hearts. I mean, I've seen her in a few magazines, but otherwise, no, not really.
Well, I know the 3. Well, I think out of the 3 main actors, I think the one I know the least about is Hayden Panettiere. Like David Gallagher, if I'm getting that right, who voices Riku.
Mm-hmm.
He was the voice of one of the kids on Rocket Power,
I
didn't
actually know that.
Yeah, I knew him from the show, like
Seventh, right?
Yeah.
Seventh Heaven. Well, funny enough, on Rocket Power, like in the earliest episodes of the show, he sounds like a little kid, but then later in the series, he actually starts to sound a lot more like how Riku's voice sounds. In fact, I did a Let's Play of a Rocket Power PS2 game. He practically sounds like Riku in that game. So,
that's funny.
But then obviously Sora is voiced by Haley Joel Osment, who was like this big time child actor during the late 90s and early 2000s.
And now his sister's famous too.
Yeah, you can't walk 5 feet without bumping into something that Osment was in back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, Sixth Sense, Pay It Forward, AI.
Yeah.
But now pretty much the only thing he does is KH.
Yeah, nowadays all he does is KH. He even he came back for Vanitas, and honestly, I think that was his best role because
he was excited to play. He was excited to voice Vanitas because he was excited about the fact he got to play a villain.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and honestly, I think Vanitas really suits him a lot better because he gets to use his natural voice rather than the thing that he does for Sora. You know.
Yes. Some people said in 0.2 he sounds too childish.
Well, people said that about Dream Drop Distance too, and honestly, I do kind of agree.
In 3D,
Dream Drop it made sense though. Yeah,
in 3D he sounds no different from how he sounded in Cage 2 to me.
Well, see, in Cage 2 he sounded a little deeper, but in 3D he sounded a little bit higher, and in my opinion, that makes sense because it was his younger body. You know, it was actually. It was quoted as, this is how he remembers himself in Kingdom Hearts 1. So that's why he looks younger and sounds younger. But in 0.2, I don't want to spoil much, but let's just say Sora does appear and he sounds the same as he does in Dream Drop Distance. So he doesn't sound like he does in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Funny enough, there were some message boards on the GameFAQs forums for 2.8. They didn't even. Some people didn't even recognize it was him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, I had the same thing with.
If it was that bad.
I had the same thing with Kyrie, to be honest with you. Like everybody else sounded okay, everybody else sounded recognizable, and then Allison Stoner came in as Kyrie, and I'm like, wait, did they get a new voice actress? And then I checked the credits. Oh no, it's Allison Stoner. So I mean, it's kind of new, but not really.
By the way, I actually have another voice actor connection.
Oh.
The actor who voices Aqua in the games currently plays Thea Queen on Arrow.
Yeah, I knew she was in Arrow. I haven't seen that yet,
Yeah.
but I've heard it's really
And
good.
isn't the girl who plays young Kyrie in Birth by Sleep from Modern Family?
I'm not sure.
Yes, but actually, the original actor for Wendy and Alice from like the old Disney movies.
Yeah, reprised her role like 50 years later. It's so amazing.
She reprises her roles as them 50 years later in KH1, but then she ended up retiring from voice acting like in 2005, and then she came back in 2010 for one notable role, Kyrie's grandma.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, she voices Kyrie's grandma on Birth by Sleep. So, I gotta go to the bathroom quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
In Kingdom Hearts 1, Ansem, the Secret of Darkness Ansem, is that purely Master Xehanort's heart, or is that Xehanort's and Terra's heart?
I think it's both. Like, I think as soon as the split happened and they split into Ansem and Xemnas, or rather the heart, I think they kind of they both retained aspects of Terra and Xehanort because, well, I don't like if it was just Xehanort, that doesn't make much sense because that doesn't really explain the appearance. That doesn't explain how Xemnas would be able to like have Terra's memories and his experiences, because if both of them were just Xehanort at that point in time, both Ansem and Xemnas were just Xehanort, then basically it opens up the possibility of them being able to grow their old personalities, and that would cause a lot of issues when it comes to people like Roxas.
Yeah, I had a theory about that. I don't know if it's true or not, but it's my theory, my headcanon theory at least. It was the difference between the human nobodies and the other nobodies is the human nobodies still had a piece of their heart left in them, maybe a little tiny fraction of their heart. That's how they got their shape.
Well, that is kind of true, because to have a physical form as a nobody, you have to have a strong heart, first of all. So it's not really out of bounds to say that they have a piece of their heart still within them, and that's how they end up growing their heart in Dream Drop Distance.
Yeah, with this, the next part of this fraction is when, at least I don't know if it's true or not, but at least I thought it was. I think it is. When Sora stabbed himself with the Keyblade in Hollow Bastion to take Kyrie's heart, and he's got his own heart. His own heart became his heartless. Ventus's heart remained inside Sora's body, which is why when Roxas was formed, he looked like Ventus.
He looked like Ventus, yeah.
Because the dominant heart shapes the body. At that point, Ventus's heart was the dominant heart in Sora's body.
Yeah.
Which is what, like when Master Xehanort took over Terra's body, his heart became the dominant heart and reshaped his body.
Yeah, that is pretty much true. What's
only the point is, then was part of Kyrie's heart left inside Naminé then? Or whose heart? How'd you get her shape?
I really hope you can't hear that. I bet you can. Police sirens.
No.
Yeah, there we go.
They're coming for you.
They are coming for me. Oh my god.
No spoiler. Like the spoiler police is coming out. Yeah.
I can't talk about my my Japanese games anymore, guys.
Yeah. Another thing that confuses that thing is how Naminé get her appearance.
Well, see, Naminé's appearance is hard to talk about because it's kind of Naminé looks like how Sora envisions Kyrie to look like.
Is that what they mean at the end of T2 when
you see me the same way I remember you and all that kind of stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, that was confusing me. but say they stab himself with the Keyblade, and then Roxas and Naminé are born. Roxas goes to Twilight Town, and Naminé appears in. I guess she appears in Castle Oblivion, where Ventus is.
Yeah.
And then I guess Dennis goes to say hi to Sora in Hollow Bastion.
Pretty much,
we don't know about until we play it 2 and like, oh, by the way, this happened.
Yeah.
Because 2 was after the final next version.
Back when I played Kingdom Hearts 2, without playing Final Mix, because I went from 1 to Chain of Memories to 2 back in, I guess that would be 2002 to 2005.
The original Game Boy version?
Yeah, I played the original Game Boy version.
Yeah, Snick has that game now.
But when I played that and he said I went to see him, I was like, wait, what? And then, we don't understand what that scene is about until we play Final Mix, and we see that, oh, well, yeah, Xemnas did go to talk to Sora. Because it went something like this. It went like Sora stabs himself, Roxas is born, Xemnas is there immediately. Then after he inducts him into the organization, he goes to Hollow Bastion to fight Sora, and then there's the scene in the Dark Meridian, which is basically, well, it doesn't actually happen. It's mostly just something in it symbolizes the interaction between the two, between Roxas and Xemnas, I should say.
Yeah. Days is the only one we know with what happened when the chronology. The other games it could take a few months or weeks.
Yeah, I actually looked at a timeline. Sorry if I'm interrupting you or anything like that, but I actually looked at a timeline just yesterday, I believe, and it's like, okay, well, some of this stuff happened over a certain period of time. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 was described as taking place over a few months, and then there was a specific amount of days when Chain of Memories happens, or the specific amount of days from the start of Days to the end of KH1, then a specific amount until the end of Chain of Memories, then a specific amount until this and this and this, and it's the way that people have mapped out the timeline is pretty intricate when you consider the fact that we're given exact numbers of days.
And I guess Kairi at the end, Kairi home is now Destiny Island, so she went back there instead of Radiant Garden.
There, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because Radiant Garden is kind of it is restored at that point, so she could have gone to either one, but I guess she kind of since she grew up there for the past 10 years, she identified more with Radiant Garden.
I have returned. Give me a minute. Get my PS1.
She identified more with Destiny Islands than Radiant Garden. Sorry, got that backwards.
And I also got confusing things in the Ansem reports of KH1. Ansem said he's going to send Kairi's to Destiny Island or something like that, but then maybe in Birth by Sleep, maybe it was Aqua's spell that sent her there.
Part of me wants to say this is bad writing due to the inconsistencies, but at the same time, you could say that Aqua's spell was just going to send her somewhere safe, and Ansem, that is to say, Seeker of Darkness, tampered with it a bit and sent her specifically to Destiny Islands to find the future Keyblade wielder.
or maybe Aqua spells the thing that sent her heart into Sora's heart.
Yeah, it could be.
And then
Actually, I never thought about that before. You could be right there.
I guess, and then at the end we have the crying scene where she paints the Tapu fruit to Sora like he did to her.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's the. God damn it! Yeah. So, how do you think Maleficent manipulated Riku, or you think she manipulated him?
How do I think she manipulated him?
Or she even did?
Well, I think she did. Obviously, like I don't believe Riku is evil at heart. Obviously, because he's just curious. He's just he just wants to see other worlds. But since he got separated from Sora and Kairi when their world got destroyed, it makes sense that she just kind of tempts him more towards the darkness because he doesn't have his friends to help pull him away from that. So I think it does make sense that she did kind of just manipulate him a bit. But I think part of it too was his own mindset. He wasn't as mature as we see him in other games, so he just kind of he just kind of goes along with it because that's who he is at that point.
Did they ever explain why he went there to Hollow Bastion instead of
to Hollow Bastion? No, they didn't. He just kind of ended up there.
Speaking of just ending up there, is it explained how Kairi ended up in from Traverse Town to that random area and end of the world?
No. I wish. Although I do have a theory about that. Yeah. Because we know that after the door was shut, right? We do know that all the worlds got restored and everything like that. I think Kairi literally just got pulled out of Traverse Town, plopped onto a little bit of Destiny Islands while it was reforming. So
then the big question is, why didn't Sora end up with her?
Because Sora is different, and we've got to have our plot hook for the next game.
See,
yeah, this is why he didn't jump over to the next island.
Yeah, he could have just jumped on there too.
Yeah. But I don't think he would, because he's obviously got to go look for Riku and Mickey. So
yeah, that was his intention. Yeah,
he's not going to just go back to the island.
I guess the other. I guess the other people that's the island never became heartless or different because they all appeared back in normal. I guess no one knew they were missing.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So I guess next we come to Chain of Memories, where we learn about Naminé's mind
altering stuff,
powers,
things. Yeah.
And can she only affect Sora? So she can only affect Sora, right?
What's up?
So she can only affect Sora's mind or heart, and no one else.
Yeah, she can only affect Sora. Like, she doesn't affect Riku because. Well, let me start this over. She affects Sora because she is literally connected to Sora because of the whole stabbing thing. Like, she was made. I guess she can from both Kairi's heart and Sora's heart.
So that's why. So she can kind of affect Kairi too a little bit because Kairi forgot about Sora too.
Well, it's primarily Sora. Like, Kairi's connection to Naminé only extends so far as her appearance, pretty much, mostly, anyways. A lot of her connection to Sora is a lot more tangible. You see a lot of stuff like, the memory altering, the ability to actually appear to Sora.
Yeah, but I also think
her stuff.
Yeah, I also think your connection to Kairi is important too, because I think if she wasn't connected to Kairi, Sora probably wouldn't be as invested with Naminé as she was.
Oh yeah, definitely. But
because like that line says, talking the Larkstein says he won't forget. The more false memories of me, the stronger his feelings for Kairi will become.
Yeah. See, if I had to put like an actual numeric value to it as to who had more what do you call it? Who had more influence in her creation? I think it would be like 75% Sora, 25% Kairi, because we do know that Kairi and Naminé have that connection. Because in Kingdom Hearts 2, Naminé guides Kairi a lot and stuff like that. But in terms, like, she can't affect Kairi's memories, for instance. She only affects Sora's memories and those people connected to him through her altering of Sora's memories.
This is why Kairi forgot about Sora in Kingdom Hearts 2.
And why Riku, he didn't fully forget, but there was a haze, as he called it, in KH2. And
is when Naminé started affecting Sora's memories, taking out Kairi's memories, taking out Kairi's memories out of them. Is that when they got placed in the Xion?
Yeah, something like that. Because, well, see, Xion's a little bit weird because she was actually created a little bit before that whole thing happened, because Vexen obviously created her. But once Sora's memories were locked into, or once Sora was locked into the memory pod thing, and his memories were like kind of pulled apart and stuff like that, Xion kind of just got his memories and stuff like that in bits and pieces.
Let's see. And then, what was the whole? Basically, that whole plot. Remember, the whole thing was about the two lower nobodies trying to take over the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Number 11, number 12.
Yeah.
So that they're the traitors, but then Saïx also sent Axel to kill the two scientists too for his own personal goals.
Yeah, he sent him to kill Zexion. He sent him to kill Vexen, mostly because Saïx and Axel were similar to Marluxia and Larxene, were planning to overthrow the organization. So they went in and they killed them because they were somewhat valuable at that point in time to the organization, though the Vexen and Zexion were. But he killed Marluxia and Larxene because of because that was the actual goal that the organization sent him to accomplish.
And then
there was another goal. There was the whole thing about looking for Ventus too. So, and
the other two were just in the way, I guess, for their plans.
the other two, I wouldn't say they were just in the way. They were collateral damage.
Yeah, and like say what Axel said in Days says you moved up the I got the rework and you moved up the ladder.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Yeah. See, and then there. So then Riku appeared in the basement and Sora appeared on the first floor.
Yeah.
Who got there first? Did Riku get there first, or did Sora get there first?
Hard to say. I think Riku actually. See, I don't know, because Riku's story technically takes place after Sora's.
But there's like a lot of
there's a lot of intertwining stuff, but at the same time, like Riku's story starts after Sora's, I think, because it also ends quite a bit after Sora's. Because we see Riku walking up to Sora in the pod and everything like that. A lot of stuff like that. So I think if we were to assume that both
I know because
kind of moved at the same pace.
Yeah, because the Riku replica met Riku first before he met Sora.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Stick tried to get the timeline video things synced up when we did our Let's Play of that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Chain of Memories timeline is a little bit weird to work with.
Almost as complicated as the Birth by Sleep timeline.
Yeah, the Birth by Sleep timeline is even worse because some things happen for one character, but then at the same time, another character is supposed to be there, but they're not, and it's a hassle to work with.
Let's see what else happened. Else happened in Chain of Memories. Yeah. So is the heart is the memory, not the brain, right? In Chain of Memories.
See that. Oh my god, that question is so complicated. Where do I even start with that? The heart in Chain of Memories, well, I guess in the entire Kingdom Hearts series, is comprised of because the mind houses your memories. So I think it's like a combination of the heart and the mind, which is the memory, which is how memory is formed, rather. But then you've also got the fact that the heart is all your emotions and stuff like that. And well, see, I don't know because
Complicated.
Okay, if I was to talk about this in terms of nobodies, because that is probably the most definitive way we can talk about the concept of the heart and memory. I would say that the heart isn't the sole reason for the memories coming into being, because nobodies, when they start out, have the memories of their prior selves. Like, for example, Axel remembers his time as Lee, Zigbar remembers his time as Brig, but they don't have the heart, right?
Yeah, all except for Roxas and Naminé.
Yeah, all except for Roxas, Naminé, and technically Shion, except she's not a nobody. We're gonna leave that aside until we get to Days.
Yeah.
What game are you on now? Recom?
Yeah, we're talking about Recom. We're talking about memories.
You know, I wanted to. Could I ask a quick trivia question for you?
Go for it. Go for it.
Out of the 4 full games in the first 2 HD collections, which one did they have to rebuild from the ground up, and why?
KH1 Final Mix, because they lost the original source files.
You got it.
I didn't have to think about that. It's sad. I'm so obsessed with this series, I don't even have to think about that anymore.
And that only contributed to the reason why they didn't make Days and recode it into full games, because they had to spend so much time rebuilding the first one. And funny enough, I saw a video talking about remasters and how some of them have effort and how some of them are cash grabs. They briefly mentioned the Silent Hill HD collection, and they know how the games apparently need to be built from a beta version of the game, since they apparently lost the source files to the original games. And then they asked this stupid question. They're like, why couldn't you just pull on the original PS2 discs and make it like that? And I actually got really angered at that comment. I said, it's not that simple.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it's not that simple.
Upscale the texture.
If it were that easy... If it were that easy, Sega would have re-released Panzer Dragoon Saga by now.
Exactly. Or there was another one that people have been clamoring for. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but like, it's not that simple. Especially going from PS2 to PS3, you have to recode all of the files.
And funny enough, everyone complained about how bad the Silent Hill HD collection was. I personally didn't think it was too bad, but
well, a lot of people didn't think. A lot of people didn't think the Kingdom Hearts collections were that bad, but then you really look at them, you realize, oh, well, there's crashes, there's load time issues, there's all this sorts of stuff. Which
I never ran into a single problem playing the HD collections.
I never did either, but I've seen a lot of speedrunners talk about them, and I've actually seen a lot of those crashes and stuff happening.
Speaking of speedrunning, I tried to do the beginner speed run of KH1 with the unchanging armor thing. I couldn't make it. I got the unchanging armor one, but I couldn't get the 15 hours down.
I actually managed it. I managed unchanging armor, the 15 hours one, and there was another one that went along with it.
The no continue.
Oh, no continues. Right.
We had to reset the game or something.
Playthrough.
Yeah,
because I did that on my prod mode playthrough too, which was a mistake.
Yeah, I got the first two, but I couldn't get the 15-hour one.
Funny enough, I intentionally played the game on beginner my first run just to get those. I got the 15-hour one, I got the no continue one, and I got the no changing equipment one all in one run. So
yeah, I wasn't that. I must have picked the wrong setting because I couldn't kill them fast enough to get 15 hours.
Because I gotta say, beginner mode really holds your hand. They give you like an EXP item that lets you get like double experience points. They give you like these other accessories that like really boost your stats, and it like makes, even with only the regular kingdom key, you're still able to deal like massive damage.
Yeah.
So I was able to do it all at once.
Yeah, I was doing really good until I got to the Fantasia fight, and that just wiped me out. And I had to go level up some more.
I started dying, but thankfully for the continue trophy, it lets you. It only invalidates if you press continue. If you press load game, it doesn't count.
Yeah,
and you can continue. So.
Yep, exactly.
So
I was talking about
the memory heart,
right? Right.
Yeah,
right,
go back to recom now.
I was talking about the nobodies. So yeah, you've got the memories of Braig transferring into Zigbar, even though Zigbar doesn't have a heart at that point. You've got the memories of Lee transferring into Axel, even though Axel doesn't have a heart. So I think it is a combination of both the heart and the mind that contribute to the whole memory thing.
Oh, think of that. Do you think that the Iblim Heartless we fought in 1 and 2 might have been the Heartless of the organization members? Because after 2, they got their body back again.
A few of them, sure, but some of them, I'm sure some of them died off screen. To be honest with you, like for example, the Phantom Heartless in Kingdom Hearts 1. I'm pretty sure that was Marluxia's Heartless. But obviously that's unconfirmed. We don't actually know who, what Heartless they formed when they lost their hearts. So yeah.
I mean,
also back to 1 real fast. I have a theory about this. Do you think the very first nobody we ever see on screen would be Clayton?
Oh yeah, that thing that you brought up in our playthrough.
Right.
Because he said Tarzan says no heart.
No. He actually says heart, not Clayton.
Oh.
I remember that distinctly because I fought that boss.
Yeah, that is specifically that's what he says.
Burned into my memory.
Yeah,
just
yeah.
There's no.
I thought maybe that was the first nobody we saw.
It could be a nobody, but I think it's more likely that it's just Clayton consumed by darkness at that point. Not to the point of being a heartless, not to the point of actually losing his heart.
Oh, I thought maybe that iguana thing was his heartless.
I don't know. It could be. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about that some more.
Food for thought. And speaking of the emblem Heartless and stuff, did people create them specifically to build that Heart Moon in Kingdom Hearts 2?
The Emblem Heartless?
Yeah. Because since in fast forward the days real fast, they said only the Emblem Heartless when killed release their hearts. The pure blood Heartless don't release hearts. When you kill them.
I think it was. I think part of it was that, obviously, because they want to create the artificial Kingdom Hearts, but at the same time, I think that Xehanort, prior to getting his memories back, or maybe afterwards, I'm not sure which, he really did want to do research on the heart, see what he can figure out, stuff like that. Because unlike in Birth by Sleep, he didn't really have tools at his disposal to do much research on the heart. So that's why his reports in that game focused more on the Keyblade War, stuff like that. Whereas afterwards in Kingdom Hearts 1 and stuff like that, you see his reports focusing more on the nature of the heart, his findings regarding that, stuff like that. So I do think that while he was trying to create the artificial Kingdom Hearts, a lot of it had to do with him genuinely wanting to know more about the nature of hearts.
I think that's all the plot points for Chain Memories.
Yeah.
Let's miss something in Riku's story. Oh yeah. Then I guess there's the Diz plot point. I guess that Mickey knew him but didn't know him.
Actually, I can explain that really easily. Okay, so you know how the organization coats hide your presence from the coats hide your presence from the organization members and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they protect you from darkness, but they also hide you from the organization. Like, if you like look at someone with that coat on, if they have a hood up specifically, you won't be able to recognize them, no matter what you do. Whereas if they have the hood down, obviously they will just basically look normal. That actually becomes a plot point though, because Mickey obviously has one of those coats, right? But obviously he's short. He's got big friggin' ears. You'd think, well, how can they not notice him? Well, that's why, because it's like he's wearing a cloaking device, basically. With Diz's outfit, it's basically the same sort of thing. His I don't want to call them bandages because they're not bandages. His whole face mask and his thing basically serve the same function. They hide his presence. Did you get all that?
Except for the last minute, last 2 seconds, right? I go take my headphones off.
Right. Do you need me to repeat any of that? Like, it basically Diz is hiding his presence similar to how other people hide their presence with the organization codes. In summary.
Okay, I understand that.
That's why, for example, Mickey, until Ansem actually like unwraps all of the stuff, Mickey doesn't even notice him. Basically, he doesn't recognize him at all.
So I guess now we get to Kingdom Hearts 2, the long game, but each roll is very short. Where finally Sword wakes up after his nap.
Yep.
I guess the only, besides the memory, his memory being changed in the data scheme.
Vandalia Mario came back.
I know. I see him on Skype. Send him the link Can you invite him or?
Yeah, I could.
Anyways, I guess the main point I remember of that is when Roxas is falling off the clock tower. Sora, Kyrie nominate Roxas bring merging
the thing. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Personally, I think that was just a glitch in the system. Like, God, I don't even know how to explain that.
Be warned, we're talking about KH.
Hey, welcome.
I knew that like 10 minutes ago. Also, Vandalia, I told Schnick to check your chat, but nope.
I just did. I wanted to get my iPad to check. I can't check out my computer, and I saw you there.
Well, surprise.
Yeah, MarioTube just got in the king himself.
Yeah, I didn't want to barge in because I thought it would be rude, but since
No, by all means, barge in, please.
We're only on the third game. It's got the third game.
The third?
At the third is in the series. We're in Kingdom Hearts 2 now.
Kingdom Hearts 2.
Third in release series.
Yeah.
We've been talking about 1 in Chain Memories.
Oh. I don't know anything about Chain of Memories. Or, wait, that was a card game, right?
That was the card game.
Oh, well, in that case, all I know about that game is that they go in a castle and they forget everything that happened, and they're falling in the castle, and I guess regaining their memories or something. Oh, and also it's like a trading card battle system, but real time. I don't know.
It's a bad game. Don't play it.
It's bad?
What's bad?
It's Chain of Memories. It's not bad. It's just awkward.
No, which version? The GBA version or the PS2 version?
I specifically mean Recom, the PS2 version. I can play the GBA version just fine, mostly because it's a little bit slower. But I do not like the PS2 version.
Yeah, Snick just got the Game Boy version.
Yeah, I only got the game. Yeah, I remember when I was a kid, I really wanted the Game Boy version. My dad wouldn't let me because he had this big prejudice against me playing older games because the DS was out by this point.
Oh, boy.
Actually, it's fun. Actually, what's funny is that the DS Lite had backwards compatibility with GBA games.
It did.
So.
It did.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I saw, like, they had, like, a bunch of new copies at, like, one of the stores in downtown Disney in Florida. I pick one off the shelf. I'm like, here, this is the game I want. He's like, sorry, Game Boy Advance games are worthless. He takes it from me, puts it back on the shelf, walks away.
No, older games are not worthless. Okay, that's not how.
Yeah,
that's not how.
That's
it works.
not how this works.
That's like saying how
older
that's like
games
saying
worthless
because escapes are worthless. No, they're not.
Guys, clearly by Schnick's dad's standards, the Star Wars prequels are inherently better than the original movies. Because they are newer.
No, the Star Wars prequel that came out last year is better than any other.
It's clearly
Star
the
Wars
best thing ever. I actually like Force Awakens, but I meant the prequels, the early 2000s prequels, because those are like universally hated, basically. So I wanted to make kind of a point there. So we were talking about
turn the volume up, but I can't, and I don't know how I can.
You said
I could turn my own volume up.
No. I think your guys are quiet because my volume is too low, but I don't know how to change it because volume mixer on my computer says Google Hangouts is all the way up, and I can't find any settings to the volume. So
I guess you can always listen back on the video when we're done.
I'd be like 20 seconds late then.
So anyways, yeah. Then later on, my dad ended up selling all of my methods to play Game Boy Advance games to get my sister a DSi that she later accidentally dropped in the toilet.
Wait. So your dad sold the DS Lite to get your sister a DSi.
Yeah, he sold, no, not just the DS. He sold my Game Boy Advance SP, And even my original Game Boy Advance, which he only got $5 on, was not safe.
$5 on a Game Boy Advance?
Yeah, he's like, here, give me this. It's only worth $5, but I'm trading it anyway.
Yeah, I never got even past the Game Boy Advance. I somewhere in my house, I still have my original Game Boy, my Game Boy Pocket, my Game Boy Color, and my Game Boy Advance.
Yeah, I've still got my Game Boy Advance SP somewhere in my. it's in one of my boxes because I'm still moving.
Yeah, I have the original Tetris for Game Boy somewhere.
So yeah, for like almost 7 years, I was unable to play Game Boy Advance games until my sister decided to take my Wii with her to school, and needing to get a GameCube in order to play Shrek Extra Large for holiday specials, I decided to jump on the opportunity.
You decided to pick up a Game Boy Player as well.
Yeah, I picked up a Game Boy Player too, and I also got the original Cage Com. And I basically made a video of me playing it for the first time, and I showed it to Van Daly, and Van Daly responds, "The original chains."
Hey,
Nick, did your dad turn in that Game Boy Advance at a GameStop?
I was gonna say that
he did. Yes, he did.
$5 $5.
Damn. There's a place
he did.
I went to this place while I was still in Colorado called iFixit. I'm pretty sure the Game Boy Advance I bought there was worth more than what GameStop offered. I don't remember how much, but if I had to take a wild guess, it was like probably $15 to $20, maybe 30. I don't know.
iFixit is the worst store ever.
So we were at the point where you said there was a glitch in the system where Kyrie and Roxas could talk to each other.
The dominate Kyrie thing. I believe that was a glitch in the system because, well, first of all, you see a lot of the static that is representative of that in that scene specifically. But I don't think it's solely a glitch in the system. I think that's just what kind of kicked it off and sent Roxas, over the edge. I think that hello, camera, focus, please. Thank you. I think that the whole talking with Kyrie thing was kind of started by that glitch. Like that, the glitch allowed communication to the outside, pretty much.
And then
because that was where things really started to get weird.
And that's when Kyrie remembers Sora, and Sora's memory thing went up, shot straight up as soon as he talked to Kyrie.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I just figured out how to turn up the volume. In fact, actually, it's not even a volume control. It's just a output selection.
Hooray!
Oh. And now you guys are ear-bleedingly loud. That's great.
Ow! So
I'm sorry for raping your ears.
So then, Sora wakes up.
Now my headphones are about the same quality as speakers on low volume.
I'm sorry.
So and then next. So why did Axel go after Kyrie? How do you think that would make Roxas come back? Okay,
so I know this is I know I'm saying this a lot, but this is kind of a complicated situation. Roxas went after Kyrie in order to goad Sora into
Axel
coming after, in order to kind of draw Roxas out, because Sora was his only link to Roxas at that point. I don't know if even he knew what he was going to do when he made contact with Sora, but basically, yeah, he kidnapped Kyrie in order to indirectly get to Roxas.
But then organization
he admits that.
Yeah, the organization kind of just meddled in things.
Hey, thanks for grabbing Kyrie for us. We'll take it from here.
Yeah, pretty much. We need Sora, so we're just gonna yoink.
Well, Axel does kind of explain that when he sacrifices himself. He says, Sora basically asks, why did you do it? And Axel's like, I wanted to see Roxas again.
Yeah, exactly.
He
never explained exactly how he intended to see Roxas.
Yeah.
See, then there's the plot. I guess the plot point of the worlds are back to normal again, but then they had to open up new pathways or something. Yeah, instead of locking doors with the Keyblade, now they're opening up doors.
Now they're opening up doors. Yeah. Well, see, I think someone is screaming outside my apartment. That is so weird.
Hey, we both live in an apartment. I'm sorry.
Anyway, right. I was talking about the pathways thing, right? So I think the whole opening pathways thing just see, I think the worlds kind of regained their whole barrier thing when they were put back together at the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, right? Mm-hmm. So I think that that opening the keyholes just kind of punched a hole between those barriers and allowed travel to specific other worlds, which is why each gate is connected to a specific other world.
Without using the darkness corridors.
Yeah, exactly. Otherwise, you could just use the darkness corridors and go anywhere, pretty much.
And then I like to call back, at least from Lion King world and Mulan world, where they remember being used the summons for Sora.
Yeah. Just adds a little bit of awesome continuity, which I hope they do in Kingdom Hearts 3, to be honest.
But I guess we couldn't visit a Bambi world or a Dumbo world.
Oh, no, that's too
Well, we could. It would just be weird.
I heard a conversation on YouTube one time. I think it was the person said something about, well, it was either Star Wars or fucking Lazy Town of all things. I don't remember which one it was, but it was one of the two. I mean, Star Wars would be more possible since Disney now owns Lucasfilms. Lazy Town, oh hell no.
That was probably just a meme. That was probably just a joke from a troll.
It probably is, because I think Lazy Town is one of those.
It's a little
every time X, then it gets faster, stuff like that. I think Lazy Town is one of those.
Yeah. Anyway, that brings up my
Shrek
point.
is one of those too.
And KH3.
And Shrek is a more popular meme to call on when it comes to Kingdom Hearts. Like, when are we getting a Shrek world, you know?
Yeah, but
Wait, oh my god. That was like a joke I brought up once where one time I think it was one time when we were playing Shrek Extra Large, and then Van Dio was joking, oh, what if Shrek is like part of the darkness? And then like we open the door at the end of KH1, and then we get Shrek coming out saying, oh, hello, man. And then he just comes and beats the ass of Ansem. Instead of Ansem like fading, Ansem Secret of Darkness fading because like the light that comes out of the door, Shrek just comes out and beats his ass.
Yeah,
Shrek slams the door open and you just hear Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Then back to Star Wars real fast. That's the thing about the point I want to see. I want to see now a lightsaber Keyblade.
Stop chewing.
See,
on my
I don't
headset.
want Star Wars in Kingdom Hearts at all, to be honest with you. It just Kingdom Hearts is already Star Wars-ish. So
Yeah, because the darkness
Star
and the
Wars
balance. But it's the fact that
well, no, I mean think about it. Kingdom Hearts is basically Star Wars because you've got the hearts representing the Force. You've got Keyblade.
Plus we got Luke Skywalker as Master Ericus.
Yeah, you've got Luke Skywalker as Master Ericus. You've got the whole thing with Terra and Xehanort echoing the whole thing with Palpatine and.
I know. I just wanted a lightsaber Keyblade. A Keyblade made of pure light.
Wouldn't the light be more of a better use to call the Force?
Well, see, it kind of, but at the same time, light and darkness kind of represent the light side and the dark side. Just two different.
Also, basically, the darkness would be the Sith, and
the light would be the Jedi. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
I see what
exactly.
you mean.
So the Vulcans are the Sith.
Oh my god. And then you got the freaking gummy ship that you can make the most retarded thing out of in KH1. I don't know.
I actually made it into a TIE fighter in KH2.
Is it me, or am I like the only one that never even bothered using that function? Because I always felt like it was kind of stupid. Because
I barely used.
I practically beat the whole. Well, no, I didn't beat the whole game, but I almost beat the whole game without even editing his ship once.
Yeah, I tried doing that.
I feel like it's kind of
I just had to use the successive levels that you get on those ships. But for a couple of the optional things, I decided to go ahead and make a custom ship.
Yeah, I heard
but for the most part, no, it's not really needed.
From what I read, everyone said the best thing to make is a donut, a circle or something, or a donut.
Yeah, the donut ship. You basically just make a square.
No, you should make like a gummy bear shape, so then you can actually call it the gummy ship. Or just a straight line to represent a gummy worm. I don't know. Well, actually, it would be curved. Fuck. Screw it. Just make it a line. Just make it one square.
So in KH2, the first visits to Disney worlds are the actual Disney movies themselves, and second visits are new plot points, I'm guessing.
Or the sequels. But actually, no, they didn't do the sequels in KH2.
Well, except for Aladdin. And
yeah,
then,
Aladdin
was
turned Jafar into it.
But otherwise, they were mostly original stuff.
And that Under the Sea musical bullcrap.
No, Little Mermaid.
That wasn't actually based off of Little Mermaid 2.
Yeah, KH1. Yeah, KH1 was like based kind of its own standalone story, but then it wasn't until KH2 when they actually adapted the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of pissed off how they handle that world in KH2.
Everybody is. You're not alone. You are not.
I know.
Sing
I know.
along.
I'm not alone. I mean, you might as well make it a DDR song at that point.
Pray to God that they do not add Frozen to Kingdom Hearts 3.
You know what? Yeah.
Now
that you mention it, oh God! Now you made me scared. I wasn't even thinking of that until now. So
Here's the thing.
officially
I'm
made
scared.
me scared.
They add 3 things: Marvel, Star Wars, Frozen.
They already technically added Marvel with Big Hero 6, but that's
but
more of a Disney thing.
Yeah, Big Hero 6, like I saw it, and yeah, they've got the whole original Marvel Big Hero 6 thing, but the Disney take on it, I think it's Disney, I don't think it's Pixar.
It is Disney.
Was not it's not Marvel in basically any way except for the name and the
Stan Lee
general concept.
And the Stan Lee cameo.
There was a Stan Lee cameo in Big Hero 6? I didn't see that.
Yeah, like when you're taken to that guy's mansion, you see a portrait of a guy who's supposed to be his dad, and it looks exactly like Stan Lee. And there is a post-credit scene where this guy actually appears, and he's actually voiced by Stan Lee, and he's revealed like be this old superhero.
Dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, luckily for the casual fan, they didn't need to do Atlantica 2. It's only if you wanted the keyblade, ultimate keyblade.
It's only if you wanted the ultimate weapon, yeah.
Which most people did want to probably, I think.
Yeah.
Every 100% speedrunner's nightmare.
That's weird. Those 2 things you can mix, speedrunner and 100%er, those things actually mix. Can you be one and the other, or you choose?
Mm-hmm. Well, hey, there's also glitchless and just vanilla speedrun where that involves glitches.
Yeah. But yeah, 3 things I don't want in Kingdom Hearts 3. Marvel, obvious. Like, I just don't think Marvel would fit the tone of Kingdom Hearts.
The whole
Star Wars,
Marvel.
Star Wars would fit the tone, but it would be redundant. And then Frozen, just fuck Frozen. I'm not even gonna explain that.
Personally, I think Frozen's overrated anyway. Sure, when you compare it to other Disney movies, it's good, but the thing is, it's led to all those fetish things on the internet. It's led to all those stupid memes and whatnot. And of course, the Let It Go song is like all over the fucking place, and I'm tired of that song.
Find me a piece of media that isn't fetishized or meme. To be honest,
but I can see it now.
Guys, listen. Okay.
I can see it now. Sora and his Keyblade join the Avengers against Thanos in Infinity Wars.
Okay, listen, Schnick, I need to ask you this very important question.
What?
Have you ever heard of Rule 32?
I thought you were going to ask him if he wants to build a snowman.
No. Fuck that shit.
Because I'm not. But
Schnick,
are you sure you're not talking about Rule 34?
Fuck.
I don't know what any of these.
Here, the guy, me, MarioTube 101. You can clearly see his stupidity by calling Rule 34 Rule 32.
I was confused. I thought
MarioTube 101, bringing stupidity since 2011, I think. I don't know.
Well, I'm stupid too. I thought you were talking about Order 66.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyways, have you heard of Rule 34?
No.
Well, let me just say.
Don't.
Listen.
Save his innocence.
No, listen.
Oh, God.
Okay, the motto of Rule 34 is if there's... Okay, wait, what was it?
If something exists, there is
porn
of it on the internet.
Yeah, if it exists, there's porn of it. That's Rule 34. So, a fucking
fascinating. Thank you for that insightful information.
I bet you there's fucking...
exactly. Like I said,
I bet you there's the nut shack porn.
Okay.
Especially now.
I know. Thank you for your kind words, you know.
No, it never ends. The internet just doesn't stop. Even
all I'm saying is
can't stop it.
All I'm saying is that compared to other Disney movies, no one turned Frozen is easily the biggest meme of them all. Like literally,
Frozen is huge.
But no, seriously, at least the Shrek memes are a lot more tasteful. Like that's kind of Shrek's thing almost. But Frozen, oh my God.
Well, hey, there's good memes and then there's cancerous memes, and Frozen is cancerous memes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Back to the main plot. So at this point,
so back to the thing we're actually supposed to be talking about.
Is it Brig and Ice are the only ones that got Xehanort's?
Can we stop talking about ice and snow and shit?
Ice Sayax and Brig Zigbar are those the only two that besides Terra, of course, that got the Xehanort's heart inside of them.
Well, I think all of them had Xehanort's heart, sort of, because that original Organization 13 was supposed to kind of be Xehanort's plan to get the 13 darknesses and everything like that, but it just didn't work out because all of them were weak of heart, weak of strength, weak of will, all that kind of stuff, and. So I do think all of them had pieces of Xehanort's heart. They just couldn't fully utilize them. The only ones who did, debatably, are Brig or Zigbar and Sayax. And obviously Sayax is like full, Xehanort vessel sort of thing. But Brig is a little bit of a different story.
Yeah.
I personally don't think Brig is under Xehanort's control at all. I think he's overpowered that.
You know what's funny? Like in KH2, you would think that Zigbar wasn't even that big of a deal since he barely has a presence in that game. And then when you play Birth by Sleep Days in 3D, and
drop distance, yeah.
Yeah, like then you really see that he's like one of the big players.
Actually, have you watched Kingdom Hearts Key back cover yet?
No.
The thing or the thing in 2.8, the movie.
Yeah, well, I don't have 2.8, so I haven't seen it yet.
Ah, damn! It's on the internet. You should watch it. Let's just say that if you think Brig is important now, up to Dream Drop Distance, you haven't seen anything yet. I'm not going to spoil anything, but
mother,
yeah.
So then we go to all Disney Worlds. Speaking of that, way back, does Sora have just one Keyblade that transforms, or does he carry all the different Keyblades?
No, it's one Keyblade. The keychains are what he just
they explicitly state that in KH1. It's like we're KH2 where it's a bit more vague.
And that's why when Riku gets it, it's back to Kingdom Key, but in the cutscenes. But when Sora gets it back, it's back to whatever keychain.
It's back to whatever he's using. Yeah.
Of course, I think in 2 he gets 2 Keyblades probably for the dual wielding ability.
Yeah, because he's drawing from both his heart and actually not Roxas's heart. He's drawing from both his and Ventus's, because Ventus's heart is slowly starting to get stronger, get to the point where it's more independent.
So he has his Kingdom Key, and he has the other Keyblade is Mickey's Star Shard Keyblade or Star Seeker Keyblade.
Mm-hmm.
That we see in Birth by Sleep.
Yeah. But regarding the keychain thing, like for example, you know how in Kingdom Hearts 1, Kairi gives him the her
lucky charm
seashell charm thing.
Yeah.
Basically, he takes that, ties a freaking string onto it, and sticks it onto his Keyblade, and that's how he gets the Oathkeeper. He basically uses the mementos of his friends in order to draw out the Keyblade's power. Literally, my friends are my power.
Wait a minute. So if that's the case, then can you basically make a keychain even though it has like no chain on it, and it would actually transform into something?
Yes, you just have to. Number one, it has to be significant. It has to be an object that is, or it has to represent a connection between you and someone you are close to. For example, there's a lot of stuff, but like the whole thing with the Lucky Charm is it didn't have like a string or anything to it, so he basically just kind of jury-rigged something, and since that charm is significant, he's got the Oathkeeper now.
Wow. Well, that's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Actually, here's an interesting question. Could one be able to control what a Keyblade would look like, or is that just dependent on whatever the keychain is?
It's dependent on the keychain.
Okay.
Otherwise, I don't think Sora would use such stupid-looking Keyblades.
Well, I mean, I don't think the Oathkeeper looks stupid.
No,
I mean,
not like the Oathkeeper. I'm talking about like Sweet Memories and stuff like that.
Oh,
stuff that's more representative of some of the Disney worlds, or like the ice cream Keyblade in Birth by Sleep. I think it was Birth by Sleep. There was one that you get for beating the ice cream mini game in Birth by Sleep, and oh my god, it was literally like a bunch of ice cream cones stacked on top of each other.
Okay, I need to look this up.
The fruit ball Keyblade.
Oh god.
Sweet Stack, I think it was called.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sweet Stack.
Yeah, it's Sweet Stack. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. What?
Yeah. So when I say stupid-looking Keyblades, I'm talking about stuff like that.
What does straight up oranges have to do with ice cream? Do they think, okay, so we built the main portion except for the end bit. What should we do with that? Well, we can't make it ball. You know what? Fuck it. Just put a fruit. Just like make a bunch of fruit on a bunch of papers, put it in a hat, and see what comes out. Oh, oranges. Yeah, exactly. Okay, oranges. There we go. Boom.
Yeah.
Done. Call it a day. Give everyone their paychecks.
Yeah, pretty much.
It kind of does look stupid. Okay. The only thing that looks stupid to me, personally, is just the oranges. Everything else is okay. It's kind of like that one Pokemon in Black and White, the ice cream.
The ice cream cone one. Yeah, everybody cites that as being an unoriginal design, but yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, like most of the Keyblades, well, a lot of them I don't think look that bad actually. I've actually got a replica of Oblivion over in the corner there. Let me actually grab that real quick.
There was one Keyblade that I personally liked from KH1. In fact, I think it was one of my favorites, actually. I don't remember what it's called, but you basically get it from beating Cloud in...
The Metal Chocobo?
Yeah, that one. Like that, I mean, in design, that's personally my favorite.
I didn't use it that much, so I was more of I used more of a magic user, and that's more a strength Keyblade. It was less magic.
Well, once I got it, I personally used it for a lot of time after
I used it a little bit. I used the Chocobo a little bit.
So yeah, some Keyblade designs I think look really cool. And yeah.
That's the Riku Keyblade.
Yeah, this is the Oblivion. It's my favorite Keyblade design.
Nice.
So speaking of that, of Riku Keyblade, so Riku turned his sword from Chain of Memories into a Keyblade.
The sword from Chain of Memories. It's not exactly that he turned it into a Keyblade. It's more that the sword is just a sword, but the Keyblade itself was just based off of the sword in terms of its appearance, because the Keyblade the Keyblade entered his life in a period of time where he is accepting both light and darkness, which is why it's Soul Eater, the sword, with like an angel wing on it and stuff like that.
And that little eye-shaped thing,
the eye too.
I didn't even notice until what's his name talked about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, but the main plot, I guess the actual plain plot of Kingdom Hearts 2 was pretty fast, because the rolls were short. The rolls were short. If you get the cutscenes, you probably beat the game like what, 5-10 hours maybe max. If you're fast at it. In KH2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you spent maybe like 30 minutes at most in most Disney rolls. If you're good at the level. I think the only weird world was probably Pirates of the Caribbean, since that was a real life world.
Mm-hmm. Well, Tron was kind of the same thing, but Tron had enough differences to it in terms of visuals that it didn't really look out of place.
Yeah, I second that.
Yeah. Speaking of Tron, the Tron from Dream of Distance was the Tron based on the movie series, and this one, Tron was a copy Tron, right?
Yeah. Well, kind of. The Tron from Dream Drop was a dream of the original computer world, whereas so that's why Rinsler didn't really recognize Sora until basically the end, where their hearts kind of recognized one another in a really weird metaphysical situation. But
wait, how does an electronic heart connect with a physical? Wow,
okay.
that must be advanced
coding.
Jesus Christ.
Oh God. Basically, in Kingdom Hearts, anything can have a heart. A planet can have a heart. A program can have a heart. A
puppet can have a heart.
A friggin' doll can have a heart.
I'm back.
Wow.
Again.
So yeah.
So
that's why.
In that case, wait, could a Keyblade have a heart?
Like I put it.
I don't know. A Keyblade is a heart. It's a heart manifested into a
so it doesn't count. Okay, I see.
Yeah, it's kind of exempt from all that.
Because I thought the Tron from Kingdom Hearts 2 was Ansem copied, took a copy.
Yeah, it is. He took a copy of the original system. Yeah.
I thought he took the original system and reprogrammed it to be a security system.
No, it's a copy of the original. They actually say it.
Oh well, I must have forgot that then. Well, then what happened to the original copy?
It's gone. I don't know.
They fell asleep, I guess.
Gone? Wait, what?
They're sleeping.
Wait a minute. What? So you're telling me that Ansem took the original, copied it, and then somehow
deleted
the
it?
original?
I don't know.
I guess maybe that's why it's asleep.
What was the point of that? If you were
Maybe that's why it's sleeping.
I mean, I'm assuming
maybe he wanted a completely fresh system to work with. Like, see, I don't know.
Wait. Oh, so you mean like he copied everything and then basically not restored,
did a system
factory reset. Factory
pretty
reset.
much, yeah.
Well,
so he had like all of the data, but he didn't have all of the files that were part of the Tron movie.
Right.
Basically, a really convoluted explanation to explain why the movie events can happen again in both Kingdom Hearts 2 and Dream Drop Distance.
Did I guess Riku broke his legs or something, or during the Xemnas fight because he's paralyzed.
I don't think he broke his leg. I think he was just slightly injured because he was fine in terms of the post credits cutscene and the Dream Drop Distance and everything like that.
Yes, and then somehow that bottle got from Destiny Islands to the Dark World.
Mm-hmm.
Then did Sora reading that message open up the door to Destiny Islands?
Yes. Yeah, because basically the connection between Sora and Kairi, at first it was, the bottle managed to make its way from Kairi to Sora, but once they, once that message was sent, the worlds were kind of bridged. It's a weird situation.
Yeah, I liked it. He's like,
Kingdom Hearts is a weird situation.
Kingdom Hearts is a weird situation. I don't know why I like it so much, to be honest.
Here, this is for you. That's your letter, I think.
It's for you.
And I recognized once I played I recognized it from it's the same message you play at the very beginning of Kingdom Hearts 1. If you let the game play on without starting it.
I'm surprised they actually thought that far ahead. Unless they didn't, and they just wanted to reuse all those lines. I'm not sure.
And then at the end, you see Roxas and Naminé shining through Kairi and Sora. And then the famous line says, "We're back," and she says, "You're home."
You're home. Yeah.
And then I guess Sora sees Kairi's painting in the cavern.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing I brought up in the playthrough. It's like Sora has a drawing level that's comparable to mine. It's shit. And then somehow Kairi's this big anime drawer.
I guess that's why Naminé's good at drawing, because Kairi was good at drawing.
No, it's because Sora didn't equip the drawing ability. Either that or he didn't have enough AP or... Yeah, I believe it's AP for that.
Yeah. You see, Naminé's an excellent artist, and
so she equipped it. Sora didn't, and I guess he forgot about it. I don't know.
Naminé is only an excellent artist when she doesn't use crayons. Because have you guys seen some of her drawings? Like whenever she uses crayons, they all come out like smudgy and stuff like that. But when she uses colored pencils, they're fine.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. The only time I've seen Kairi draw anything, and that's with playing almost all of KH1, halfway through KH2, and all through what was it called? The DS game, the one that was originally on phone. Recoded, yeah.
When she was like 5 or 6.
Yeah. So the only time I saw her draw was like the beginning of KH1, and that was
even then she was a better drawer.
Chalk.
Even then she was a better drawer than Sora.
If that actually, it didn't even look like Sora's drawing was that bad, and he was a little kid.
Yeah, he was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that probably took place maybe two years at the most after.
But still, isn't it amazing how Kyrie's like the same age he is, and then she draws that freaking anime thing?
So I guess next we're on days now where we go back in time now to hear Roxas' story. And
so we're talking about Roxas' story now?
Yeah.
Oh.
Where
we're kind of going in production order, so yeah.
I don't know. I didn't even know where we were at when I first came, so I'm kind of lost.
Yeah,
I don't even know what we were talking about prior.
We talked about 1, the plot points of 1, the plot.
Well, welcome to Kingdom Hearts. Enjoy your stay. You're going to be confused.
Yeah, so far we talked about.
Give me a couple hours. I'm gonna watch a couple of those Kingdom Hearts Explained series videos. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna lay knowledge on all of y'all.
They don't explain it. I watch them. It's confusing me more sometimes. But yeah, we talked about 1, Chain, and 2 so far. Now we're on days. Where I guess in timeline purpose, we're back in Kingdom Hearts 1 timeline wise, because that's back to the point where Sora stabbed himself.
Mm-hmm.
and right after that, I guess they start building Xion first to copy Roxas, but then later on it steals Kyrie's memories, or Sora's memories of Kyrie. Accidentally or on purpose. I'm not sure which one it was.
Sorry, what? I'm doing something.
Sorry. Roxas is born. Not Roxas Nominated is born. Then they create Xion at first to copy Roxas's power, but then it either accidentally or on purposely steals the memories of Kyrie from Sora.
I think the memory thing was accidental, but the stealing Roxas's powers was completely intentional because they wanted to have Sora's powers, obviously, but they wanted to have Sora's powers through someone who was completely under their control, and Xion was exactly that, compared to Roxas, who started to question who he was, stuff like that.
Then there's that thing about the people seeing her different, seeing it or her differently. Yeah, like I guess from what I read in the diary thing, Axel kind of almost saw Nominate in Xion a little bit.
Right. The thing about Xion showing like appearing differently to different people is solely dependent on Sora's connection to all these other people. So like, for example, Axel sees Naminé, obviously. Zigbar sees Ventus because, you know, that is who he would recognize out of those I guess 4 people, because there's Sora, Ventus, Roxas, and Xion.
Roxas kind of saw Kyrie a little bit.
Yeah, Roxas saw Kyrie a bit, sort of. And then he saw Sora. So yeah, I think it's mostly based on how strong the connection the person is to a specific person in Sora's little group of hearts.
And Saïx saw nobody, literally.
Yeah, Saïx saw a puppet. He saw a doll. He saw Xion in her base form, pretty much. So basically, you know, when she has the hood up, she has no real features on her face, stuff like that.
Oh, that's a pleasant thought.
And then
yeah, it's weird.
And then I guess when Roxas fell asleep for 50 days, that's the time where, or 40 days, however long that took, is when they start manipulating Sora's memory at that time.
Yeah, when the memory starts to transfer from Sora into Xion.
Yeah, And that's also why, I guess, when Roxas went to Castle Oblivion, he fainted because he's close to Ventus's body or something.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, actually, yeah. The whole Castle Oblivion fainting thing is basically 100% due to his proximity to Ventus. That's the same thing with Xion, by the way. She goes in, her head starts hurting, but she's able to power through it because she doesn't necessarily have that direct connection because she's not made from both of them inherently. She's just a doll, so she's able to go further into the castle.
Yeah, because she's a doll and made of memories of Kairi, not in connecting to Ventus.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then there's that 2 lines I remember, both from Riku and Naminé. Riku says that Riku and Mickey are talking. He says Dave stole what's the most important to Sora, his memories of Kairi.
Mm-hmm.
And then Naminé tells Xion, "You're not Roxas and you're not Sora. You're Kairi," as Sora remembers her.
As Sora remembers her, yeah. Yep.
This is why she still looked like the 14-year-old version and not the older version.
Yep.
I guess it's also why when they were dancing with her in Halloween Town, he was dancing with the younger version of Kairi. Because he hadn't seen the grown-up Kairi yet.
Yeah, that still looked wrong.
Yeah, that scene was weird.
It almost looks like, because of the height difference, it looks like Kairi's Sora's daughter. If even that.
Oh my god!
I don't even want to think about that.
Yeah, they grew up fast in that. They grew up, but they all had growth spurts in that one year. Like I did too. Between 7th and 8th grade. In 7th grade, I was kind of short. But 8th grade, after I went to Disney World, 8th grade, I came back. I grew up like 6 inches in that summer.
Huh.
I guess that sleep really makes you grow. He slept for a year.
mean, well, here's the thing. When I was in 6th grade, I basically looked the same as I did in elementary school. 8th grade, I started to look like how I do today. And then 7th grade is like an amalgamation of the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
Sora shot up fast in that year.
because he was sleeping a whole year. Hmm?
Man, that must have been a lot of muscles to repair.
Sleep apathy, or whatever that called is. You sleep for weeks.
I don't know. He might as well have been in a coma, to be honest.
He basically was.
Yeah.
Just put him into a coma, hook him up to life support, and there you go.
Or magic. That works too.
Well, yeah, magic life support.
Speaking of that, do we know the real names of 9, 10, 11, and 12?
Nope.
So we know the names of the real names of 1 through 8.
Yeah.
And we know 13's real name, but I'm sure we even know the names of Demyx, Luxord, Marluxia, and the
Larxene.
Wolverine girl.
Wolverine girl? Oh god.
Wolverine girl.
Don't give people ideas, Vandalia. Then it already happened.
That's what reminds me of. She has those little things like Wolverine has. Yeah, I don't think we even know the real names. Or do we?
Or do we? ... question mark.
Funny enough, you know how all their names are like anagrams of what their real names were with an X added?
Uh-huh.
I was trying to figure out, trying to put together what their names may actually be. I couldn't reach a thing.
Yeah. At this point, I'm just waiting for Kingdom Hearts 3 to maybe kind of hopefully show us their original beings.
Only problem is since
probably not.
Like, you know what? You don't care about that. Moving on.
Let's see.
We're gonna expand on some of the most obscure stuff in the series, but this other stuff that you're asking questions about, no, we'll just push that aside.
No, that's the DLC. See,
Like, let me see if I can try and figure it out. Like, for instance, Demix. So obviously the X is out, so the only letters that were left are D-E-M-Y. What kind of name can you make with that?
Demi? I don't know.
I guess.
I mean, you'd have to scramble it, right? So
I thought. Sure. Oh wait. Oh, okay. Originally I thought it was reversed.
No.
Yeah, that one. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, I don't know why I thought it was reversed at first, but no, that's stupid.
Let's see, Luxord. So take the X out. You're left with L-U-O-R-D.
L-U-O-R-D?
L-U-O-R-D.
Oh, fuck, I need to type this out. Okay. L-U-O-R-D. Okay. Lord.
Lordu.
Lord.
Oh,
The
God.
Lordu of gambling.
Me thinks that I don't think Square thought their names through.
Yeah. Especially stuff like Demix, like...
Yeah. For some of the names, the real names are weird too. Like, I guess Evan's a good. Evan's
fine. Greg's fine.
Ienzo.
They didn't have the budget to bother.
Dylan for Zalden's fine too.
How do we make Zexion into a name without this X? Okay, let's scramble all this stuff up and see what comes out. And suddenly we get Ienzo.
or as Evan puts it, Evan/Vexen puts it, Ienzo.
Ienzo.
Originally, I thought it was Lenzo until I realized Zexion spelled with an I.
So back to, I guess, Roxas then left the organization to find because he had answered a question or something. No one would answer him or something, and then he fought Shion afterwards.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm doing a thing off to the side. I don't mean to.
Yeah, I repeat myself. So Roxas then, after the end, Roxas left the organization because of he had no one to answer his questions or something. And
he wanted to find answers, and no one in the organization would give them. So he just kind of left, didn't know where to go, ended up in Twilight Town for a few days, and then Shion showed up to kind of, yeah.
And then the reason he attacks the organization is because of what happened?
Pretty much. Because,
and then I know. Yeah,
go ahead.
on.
No, go ahead.
Well, I know that Riku stops him because they know that they need Roxas in order to wake Sora up.
Mm-hmm.
And Riku basically knew that Roxas was on a suicide mission, so...
But yeah, Shion tells Roxas, hey, you need to go after Xemnas. You can't let him create this Kingdom Hearts thing.
Yeah,
so
and I guess
why
why he did it. Well, the thing is, Xemnas alone would have mopped the floor with him, let alone not to mention the rest of the organization members that were still breathing at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Except for the ones that got killed in Castle Oblivion.
That's why I said the ones that were still breathing.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, even just Xemnas could look at Roxas and basically, oh, we're going to turn you into one of the lesser nobodies. You're no longer humanoid. You're no longer you're no longer you. You're just...
So it'd be like a nobody that Sora would fight, but with a keyblade.
Yeah, like a Dusk or like a Berserker.
Yeah. Or a creeper, even.
Or a samurai, which was like the nobodies based off him.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, each of the 13 got their own personal nobodies, didn't they? Like a putty patrol type thing, like personal army.
Some of them did. The ones in Kingdom Hearts 2 did. The ones in Chain of Memories didn't. Mostly, I think that's an oversight.
I mean, you could argue that the thing Marluxia rides is like meant to be based on his personal nobody, but...
Yeah, we just don't see it. We just don't see like his his lesser nobodies.
Yeah. Like, not to mention, I like how Marluxia is implied to be like one of the more powerful organization members, and yet it seems like he's not in on Xehanort's little 13 Darknesses plan.
Yeah, exactly.
The two I hate the most would be Syaxis, because it's that trying to kill it, hitting you 20 times hard, and the dancers. I hated the dancers the first time I played the game, or I had to go back and level like 10 times. I killed them, couldn't do it, went back level, try again, it killed me again. The only thing that saved that fight for me is the fact I could skip cutscenes in 2.
Yeah, in the original version of 1, you couldn't skip the cutscene, so the Riku battle I heard was a pain for you.
Yeah, I basically memorized Kairi's a
There's
princess.
no way you're taking Kairi's heart.
I
don't even think that fight was hard for me.
Well, the thing is,
I've got a friend who thinks the Dragon Maleficent fight was harder. And admittedly, going through the games again, I can see where he's coming from. But
to me, it wasn't that hard because we had the 3 people plus I could at the dragon fight I could use Tinkerbell to help me out a little bit.
Well, you know what's funny? I have the strategy guide, and the strategy guide insists that the Riku fight's easier than the Maleficent fight. But when I was playing the game as a kid, I beat the Maleficent fight after only a few tries. The Riku fight I was stuck on for like a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I was stuck
on the Riku fight for a few days.
Speaking of stuck on something, I got stuck on 2 points in Kingdom Hearts. Besides the Riku fight, where the cutscene happened 20 times, it was the first time was at the Destiny Islands, where I tried killing those Heartless with the sword. Like
I was the same way because
I died.
My cousin had the first game, and I think she got stuck there
freaking
too.
Stupid. It couldn't figure out that you're supposed to go to the little tiny island. I didn't see that.
I had to look it up, and finally,
I had to look it up too.
I quit the game for about a year in the Tarzan level because I couldn't master the rope swinging thing. And then I went back and later found out I could just skip the rope swinging and jump over the hippo to climb the vine at the end of the hippo lagoon.
I didn't get stuck on the hippo thing or the vine swinging. I got stuck on the Clayton fight because
I got a little bit stuck on that too.
That boss was so brutal.
In KH1, as a kid, I got stuck on that one world. I forgot what it was, but it was like that whale that eats you. I got stuck on that world as a kid. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that maze.
I don't know why I got stuck, but I got stuck. And
that maze is complicated. You have a guide like 5, 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah, you've just got to.
And the only reason I got stuck was because I just couldn't navigate the world properly. So.
No one can.
No one can.
Well, when I played it again, I think a year or 2 ago, I got through it pretty all right the second time. Well, not second, but you get the point. But what got me really stuck, in fact, actually, this was the thing that actually made me quit playing, was the battle, I think it was after Maleficent, where it's like you have to go through like the end of the world or universe or whatever, and you have to go through like these multiple fucking islands. Like you have to transport yourself through like one individual island, and there'd be like fucking over 10 of them, I think. I don't even know how many there are, but there's quite a lot. And on top of that, there's enemies. And I was like, fuck that. I'm just going to skip all the enemies and just transport all the way through and just get to the boss. I get to the boss and I get fucked every single time because, I was supposed to fight those enemies. Well, what the hell? Why make me go through all that shit when I can just fucking, I don't know, maybe just go through a few of those and then to the boss? Isn't that, a little bit more satisfying than fucking going through like 100 enemies on different islands? Like, give me a fucking break, Squaresoft.
Yeah, no kidding.
I think it was still Squaresoft at the time.
They were. I'm pretty sure they were Squaresoft at that time. Yes.
Yeah, they were.
They were Squaresoft until 2003.
Yeah, In fact, funny enough, KH1 was their final game published under the Squaresoft name, and then Final Fantasy X-2 is their first game under Square Enix.
Yep.
Funny enough, the last game that Enix published was the Japanese version of Star Ocean Till the End of Time.
I didn't actually know that, because my copy of Star Ocean Till the End of Time has the Square Enix logo on it.
Well,
so
yeah,
I guess
because
the
by
North
the time
American version.
Yeah, because by the time the game Star Ocean Till the End of Time reached the States, they were already merged. But like when it was originally released in Japan, they weren't merged yet.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's kind of funny though. Their first proper Square Enix title is one of the most hated, horrible Final Fantasies to ever exist.
It's basically just Charlie's Angels Final Fantasy Edition, right?
Yeah, I kind of find that funny because everyone hates a lot of the Square Enix games now, and it just started with 10-2.
Yeah. Oh, real fast. Back to the other game real fast. I made a joke with Snick during our Let's Play of Train Memories. So you ever watch Star Trek Next Generation?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Chain Memories, holodecks. The atrium's
pretty much. Same thing with Recoded, actually. They're a lot like.
I don't understand the joke because I am not a Star Trek person.
Go watch Star Trek right now.
Leave
and go watch it.
It's funny. I have a game called Star Trek Enterprise for the PS2. I fucking hate that game so much, especially
if
as
it's
a
based
kid.
on Star Trek Enterprise, the show, then you're right to hate it.
Okay, well, I don't know. But basically, the reason why I hate that game is because I can't fucking play it. It's not like the disc is scratched to the point where I can't play it or anything, or if it's like, just physically damaged. No, it's the fucking world map. Like, I can't even understand how you're supposed to play the game because, as far as I can tell, there's no way to enter a level. What the hell? Like, I fucking tried everything. I even tried going as far as I could, and apparently there's infinite space in the world map, which is weird, but I mean, it's like, how are you supposed to enter a level? You don't even, I don't remember if it tells you how. I don't think they did, but you don't seem to tell me how to enter a level, and it doesn't seem like I can because there's no option to go in anything. So basically, the whole game is just the world map, and that's it, nothing else. What the fuck?
That's weird.
Yeah,
it's stupid, and I hate that game ever since.
But then at the end of the game, Roxas is captured. Riku gets his new body form for a while. He gets the Anson body.
Yeah.
And then they throw Roxas in. They digitize Roxas, his whole body, and throw him in the computer. Right?
Yeah.
And then that's the funny part. And two, you would think that Roxas knew the real life versions of the three teenagers
because he only met them once.
On the vacation day, the day he went on vacation for one day. And he's like, the line is like in days is like, I couldn't even think of a whole month. I can't think to myself for a whole day. I can probably do 7 days at max.
And then you play the 7 days in Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah.
Yeah. He only met, but I guess Diz and Tim the Wise programmed them to know Roxas better. I guess because he all of a sudden like, hey, I want to meet those guys again, but meet who? The real people or the computerized people again? Because that's all he really knew was the computerized people.
Let me see. Like, funny enough, how they say, how they get summer vacation for a whole month. I think that's based on how vacations are done in Japan.
Yeah, because here in America, for instance,
you
get what, 3 months. 3 months.
Yeah.
Something.
I'm a college student, and they give you 4 months for summer.
Yeah.
So
well, here's the thing. I don't even take a vacation. Like my vacation is during the winter semester because I don't. I take like summer classes and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, they do that.
Yeah. So I go to school during summer semester, but at the college I go to, like basically I get a whole month from the beginning of December to the beginning of January off. So I guess the whole month thing works, except it's not a summer vacation.
And I guess in Japan, also Japan is that sea salt ice cream is a real thing in Japan Disney World or something.
Yeah, it's a real thing in Tokyo Disneyland.
Yeah, I saw a few YouTubers make it recipes for it on YouTube. Like,
I've actually tried the real thing, the real sea salt ice cream thing, because I don't know if they still have it anymore, but about 5 years ago, I went to Disneyland over in California, and they had sea salt ice cream.
Oh, no. Too bad they probably don't have it in Florida, so I'm going there this year.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm probably going to go back to Disneyland.
Last I checked, they don't have it in Florida, but then again, I didn't get to browse the restaurants fully.
I'm going back to Disneyland, or not to Disneyland, to California this June because I'm attending the Kingdom Hearts concert. But if I go to Disneyland, I will definitely let you guys know if.
You got to tape the video.
I will. I will get video of my vacation. I will try to get video of the concert if I can.
Hey, no photos, no videos.
Yeah, no photos, no videos.
Well, anyways, what was I gonna say again? Yeah, the only reason how I know how the Japanese school year is typically done is because I played Persona 3 and 4.
You're taking an anime game and trying to apply it to real life.
Wait, who's applying anime to real life?
Snick.
Oh. Well, the only reason
Persona 3 and 4, and he's
It's like taking Sailor Moon. Like, oh, that's how Japanese life is.
Yeah, he's trying to apply the concept of summer vacation as it's shown in Persona 3 and 4 to how it's done in real life, and I'm not sure if it works that way. I don't know.
I only assume it's like that because the Japanese school system's done differently. I actually looked it up.
Oh
and
yeah, it is.
The way it's. I'm talking about. No, that's why I'm trying to say like how the summer vacation in KH Twilight Town might be based off the way it's done in Japan. Like I looked it up and yeah, the Persona games do try to emulate how a Japanese school year actually is. There's like 3 semesters with like very short little, about a month vacations in between them. Yeah, so
it's a lot like college.
That's the only thing I knew about.
Kind of, yeah. Like basically the way they do it is that I think the school year starts like towards the end of April. And then they give like a brief summer vacation, they give a brief Christmas vacation, and then they give a brief spring vacation.
That is so weird.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I knew about Japanese school system too, is from what I watched in Sailor Moon and what I read in the Love Hina manga. Is how the school works in Japan.
Yeah, additionally, most Japanese schools require uniforms to be worn, and they also have Saturday classes.
And you take tests to get in.
I would never want to take classes on Saturdays.
And apparently, you had to take tests to get in high school or something. Different high school, that's all I knew is you took tests in high school.
And
my
they
college
also
actually offers Saturday courses. I would never want to do that.
Yeah, well. Additionally, there are some other holidays in Japan that are celebrated there, but not here, such as Golden Week.
Yeah.
So,
there's Golden Week, there's like White Day and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, like in fact, especially during the real Golden Week, they actually typically do like anime and Japanese themed sales on like PSN. So.
But see, the next part gets confusing to me at least, because the original Coded came out at the same time as Birth by Sleep, what the episodes did, but the last episode of Coded came in at the same time as Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
So but then Recoded came out after Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
So I didn't know if Coded came first or Birth by Sleep comes first in the story mode thing, because
they can kind of be interchanged. Most people put Coded second because they go off of Recoded, but I've seen some people put Coded first.
Because at the end of the cutscene, if you didn't play Birth by Sleep first, at the end you see those three strange. You know, it's like, oh, and now it's like, and these three you're about to meet, and you see. You see Ventus, Aqua, and Terra staying there in the day escape. They're images. If you haven't played Birth by Sleep yet, you don't know who they are. But then, so it's like then you get if you've already played it, then you know, oh, that's them. But then if you haven't played it yet, then you're like, oh, who are these guys? And you learn about them Birth by Sleep.
What are we even saying? I think this is out of my league now. Nick's comparison was so out of my league that I got fucked in my mind.
Yeah, we're talking about Coded and right now. Coded and Recoded right now. It's really a phone game.
Now I have to ask: do you think Coded's the weakest game in the series?
Wait, which version? Well,
Recoded because the original.
Technically, both Coded and Recoded. They're in terms of story, they're the same game, but in terms of gameplay, they're different. We're not going to talk about the gameplay. As far as it being the weakest game in the series, yes, because it only has one connection. Well, two connections to the rest of the series. One is complicated, connects to the mobile game. I don't even want to talk about that right now.
Connects to a mobile game? What? The only thing that connects to a mobile game is the fact that it's just an advanced version of the mobile game and it's on the DS, and that's it.
No. The new mobile game. Kingdom Hearts Unchained, the new smartphone game.
When did that release? Because I never heard of that.
It released not long ago, about a year ago, maybe?
Yeah, about April.
Oh, fuck. Well, I should look that up there. Then.
Yeah. Don't.
Wait a minute. So
save yourself. Don't.
Why?
Do not.
Why?
It will drain your wallet dry. If you want to make any sort of progress, it is expensive.
Well, no, not like. Well, okay. First off, I highly doubt a fucking Samsung Galaxy S Blaze 4G would even play that game because this fucker can't even fucking play any game. Oh shit! I just dropped it on the floor instead of putting it on the desk. Fuck. Well, anyways, yeah, that phone's a piece of shit, so I couldn't even play even if I tried. And second, is that supposed to be like a sequel to Coded, or is that supposed to be a remake?
The mobile game, okay, so basically, you know how Coded takes place in the data realm, right?
Yeah.
Unchained is basically the same sort of thing. They digitize a book, and you're basically playing through digital.
Apparently, some guy was reading the comments. I guess we were ignoring him. I guess.
Yeah, he was gone a long time ago, and he actually did leave a dislike.
Yeah, good for you, guy.
Also, his name is I'm a cunt. So that's basically telling you he's a fucking troll.
Wait, is that one of your friends, Mario? Is that Tobin or somebody?
No.
Who is it?
Nobody I know.
Oh wait, is it that guy who was on the Shrek treasure hunt video that you attacked?
Nobody I know. I don't know.
Because I think that guy had a similar name.
I honestly couldn't tell you.
Yeah, nice provoking.
Hey, yeah. I didn't do anything. Okay, I just happened to notice. Eventually, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And Schnick, let's not talk about that incident.
Yeah.
That's something I'd rather not bring up.
So, yeah. Oh, real fast. I'm talking about the story in my playthrough. Do you know how the circuit board thing worked in Coded or Recoded?
It was basically a leveling up system. Yeah.
It's a bit like the sphere grid, to be honest.
Is that like the things?
Oh, great! Now there's more mechanics from other games I haven't even known existed. Fuck.
Is that similar from the thing?
Here's the thing. The thing in 358 Days Over 2, the other DS game,
the panel thing
is kind of like Tetris. So
that's how it works. You put
I don't even remember what that was. I think it was like supposed to be a list or something. I don't know.
No, it was a grid of empty spaces and you slot it in.
Yeah, you're right.
Here's the thing for your keyblade, and it's got spaces going like all different sorts of ways. Here's the thing for jumping higher, but it's got spaces over to the right and down.
Yeah,
I
know what you're saying now.
Yeah, that's why I compare it to Tetris, because you got to kind of have that space management thing going on.
Yeah. Also, the grid. Well, not the grid. The fucking thing in Recoded. I'm just gonna call it a thing.
The circuit board. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. The circuit board in Recoded is a bit more complex. It's not like, oh, you just put down a chip and then boom, there you go. No.
Yeah. No, because you got the doubling thing. You've got blank chips.
Yeah.
Got a whole lot of stuff.
The main things you need to know about is if you like put chips in a row, then it makes that special thing more powerful. If you put chips in like two different connections, I don't remember what they're called, but if you put them in two connections and they all get powered up, then they'll double, I believe. And also, once you put a chip down, then it's down there permanently. The only exclusion, though, is blank chips, where if you get a blank chip, you put it down, and then you get an actual chip, you can replace the blank chip with that actual chip, get the blank chip back, and then reuse it again. And again and again.
Actually, none of the chips are really permanent. Like, yes, you always have to have a chip slotted into a spot if you have it there, but let's say you place a strength chip down, you can always replace it with a magic chip later.
You can? Oh.
Yeah.
I thought you couldn't do that.
No. Yeah.
Oh, shit.
But I guess the main plot points in coded or recoded were trying to read the journal that got erased. The revealing of the Book of Prophecy from the new movie.
Oh God, I don't even want to talk about that. I've talked about Kingdom Hearts Key enough, haven't I?
And then
no.
And then I guess the fact that digital beings could get hearts too. Digital Sword got the real Keyblade eventually. Other than that, it was basically a rehash of all the. Oh, except for the fact that we learned that Sora and Mickey and them learned that Naminé, Xion, Roxas, and are all inside Sora or something still. Because like these people are in your heart now. But plot wise, we don't learn that much in that game, except for the fact, like I said, if you played Coded first, we learned about the 3 from Birth by Sleep.
Yeah.
Funny enough, there's actually gameplay that I looked up on YouTube for the original Coded. It looks really weird.
It looks, yeah.
It was like 2009, 2010.
Oh no! It was I believe it was way before that because it was on a flip phone. Like, it was what?
You might be thinking of the original. You might be thinking of something called Kingdom Hearts VCast. Which
no, that's not what I'm talking about.
The VCast game.
No. First off, that game was canceled. Second off, I'm talking about. Yes, it was. Yes, it was.
No,
in America.
It didn't release.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Yes,
so
it did.
then,
You're talking to an expert here. Even I know it.
Okay, so then how come
I do get what you're
gameplay
saying.
of the finished version? Explain that.
Hold on. Let me find you gameplay because I can find you gameplay.
I want to see this gameplay because I know for a fact
it looks weird. It looks weird. Like blame it on Jorge. Had gameplay of it in his lost games list. Because here's the thing with KHVcast. It was on this weird Verizon service for like the flip phones.
It was on the Verizon service called
the Verizon. Yeah, that's what it was called.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't get it anymore since VCast no longer exists. So you're half right. It existed, it came out, but you can't get it anymore. And the thing is, nobody's even released an emulated version of it on like the internet. So
how are they supposed to?
It's like one of the at least with like games that have been delisted off the 360 marketplace, like the PlayStation Store. At least those, those still exist. those still exist by the people who actually bought them when they were still available, and as a result, modded systems are able to download them.
Oh, look at that. Yuri of Wind, the same exact video that I saw way earlier than
You
today.
might be confusing Coded with that.
How am I confusing Coded with VCast?
Because Coded is also weird, but it like came out on one of the first smartphones to ever exist. It was a Japanese exclusive thing.
Yeah, that's why I don't think that's. Okay. I think that's the reason why it didn't come out in the States, because like North America didn't have phones.
Didn't
like
get that phone. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I renamed it, Recoded and Chain Memories.
Yeah, well, anyways, so yeah, the thing with KHV Cast is that it's one of the rare games out there that's completely gone.
Yeah.
Like
people talk about PT being a rare goddamn thing. No. Compared to stuff like that, no.
No, the thing is, like, when stuff gets delisted off the PlayStation Store, Xbox Live, Steam, and all that, the thing is, there's still and it's still usually still available to people who bought it. And the thing is, there's reports that if you modded your 360 or PS3, you would be able to get these games on your system.
Yeah.
Or if you shared accounts with other people.
But in order to have like games like these phone games, you've got to have the phone with it already installed.
Yeah, and
you can't
and the thing with KHV Cast is that it's because of its status as a phone game, it's like one of those rare games out there that's like completely non-existent now, since no known versions of it are available.
Yep.
So
okay, I'm trying to find gameplay of what I was trying to talk about. It's going to be a bit hard because it's a lot more obscure, but basically from what I could see, the original Coded was on a flip phone.
It is on
yeah, that's what I was saying.
If it's on a flip phone or if it's on something else, but yeah,
no,
I get what you're
saying. On a flip phone. Like, it was literally on a flip phone. Someone was recording it with a flip phone. They were using the arrow keys where the freaking OK button is right dab in the middle.
Yeah, no, I do know the game you're talking about.
Yeah, where the fuck is the gameplay at? I can't find it.
We're talking about that real fast. The point that confused me at the end of Recoded or Coded, or at least Recoded because the cutscenes was there, but I was confused at that point where they talked about how Xemnas and Anson was defeated, but instead of going back to Terranort, they show
it goes back to Master Xehanort. Yeah. See, honestly, I don't really have an explanation for that. They should have just gone back to Terranort, but I don't know. I guess because of Terranort's weird kind of creation, his weird method of creation, it didn't really apply. So he kind of just went back to his ultimate original self that we know of.
So does that mean Terra's body is out there now, all alone without Xehanort's heart?
Probably.
Or is that still Xemnas?
No, it's because Xemnas was pulled forward in time for Dream Drop Distance.
Because at the end of skipping forward, Dream Drop Distance, that's what he said. Says in the youth that became my new vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's still a vessel of Xehanort. Xemnas is Terra. Xemnas is Terra with Xehanort's heart. Xigbar is Breg with Xehanort's heart, and Syax is Iso of Xehanort's heart. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we get to the next game in the series is Birth by Sleep, which is past game where you have to. All the storylines are complicated. They all mix and match together. Who goes to who first? The different worlds. Except when they all meet together at Radiant Garden and at the keep like graveyard. They all the stories overlap in real time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to figure out the timeline for Birth by Sleep is a little weird, but they do have a timeline thing in the reports that you can look at.
Yeah, at the beginning, Terra leaves first, then Ventus follows him.
Then Aqua, yeah.
Then Aqua, they're like, hey, you can. And they're like, Ventus can't leave. We'll go after him. Yeah. Then they all go. Yeah. It seems like Aqua gets to all the worlds last.
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Except for me, I think maybe in a
Cinderella.
No, she arrives.
Stitch World. She gets there second, I think. In Stitch World.
Deep Space.
Yeah.
In Cinderella, she arrives last.
Yeah, it's Deep Space. He gets there second, I think, because
Stitch is still there, but he leaves during Ventus's. Yeah.
And
so, cutting into the discussion here, back to the original Coded. I didn't find gameplay, and all I found was wiki, and then I scrolled down, and apparently there was a Japanese website of it, so I click on it, and then I translate the page, and apparently it was terminated off of something. All it says on this page is notice of site termination.
Yeah, no, it was on a
service. Ended the service on April 30th, 2013, and apparently it was on a Tuesday. Thank you very much for your patronage for a long time. Nice English. Nice English, Google Translate. So, yeah, apparently they have a mobile site. I don't know what that's about, but, yeah.
So, but I guess in Birth by Sleep, Xehanort didn't realize at that time he needed 13 and Darkness and Seven Lights. He tried to do one-on-one with Vanitas and Ventus.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why the Keyblade was incomplete or something when he made it with them?
Yeah, he made it with those two because, like, when it comes to Ventus and Vanitas, like, obviously he wanted a Heart of Light and Dark to clash because he just wanted a fast way to get to the Keyblade, obviously. But he needed to go the extra mile and get the 13 and the 7 because that's how many pieces of the Keyblade there were.
Yeah, but also because the Disney rules were confusing since they're different timeline, they're different times, speed the times different. Like, I guess I didn't even know the Alice was born. If Alice was born yet at that point in the universe, or if she was still there, they aged differently. Because Kairi, we know Kairi was there. She was like 4, and I think in Kingdom Hearts 7. Kingdom Hearts 1.
Whoa.
Kingdom Hearts 7. Yeah, you're kind of going a little far there.
Calm down, dude. That's like about that game would be released about as freaking Half-Life 3 would be released.
But Alice is there. She's 7 years. I think she's 7 years old because you see her smaller than Sora is. She's tiny. But Kairi's like 14, and so is Snow White, I think. And then the other ones are teenagers, and then I think the oldest one would be Cinderella. I'm thinking maybe it would be Belle. I don't know how the ages work. The Disney ages are weird, princess wise. I know Snow White's young, and so is Kairi, and so is Alice. The other ones I'm not sure about their ages. Do you know what their ages were?
No.
I didn't
Personally,
know
I think
I don't know ages was that important in Kingdom Hearts, but okay.
Yeah, they're not.
Well,
the only character who really ages on screen is Hercules.
Yeah. Yeah, you see him Birth by Sleep. He's skinny, skinny guy.
Yeah, he's the kid.
Oh yeah. Well then, wait. What do you mean on screen? Actually, I'm confused. What do you mean by that?
Okay, so you know how like in Hercules the movie, you see Hercules and he's like the mortal. He's this skinny little. I think he's a teenager, and then there's the time skip, and he's this hulked out, buff, freaking true hero sort of thing. Basically, what I mean by on screen is the 2 points we see in Kingdom Hearts are, him as the kid and him as the adult. So we see him on screen twice, and both times he's different ages.
So then, for that to count, it would have to be in the same game.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So Xehanort was originally going to have Ventus as his body, but he decided to go with Terra instead.
I don't think he needed Ventus's body at all, because Ventus was just a thing for him to get the Keyblade.
I thought maybe at first he was going to try to take over Ventus's body, but you know what? Now use him as Keyblade instead. Oh, Terra, he's a better body. I thought the original purpose of him was when he was trying to get the darkness and use the darkness so he could take over his body. I could be wrong.
No, I don't think that's it, because basically the whole thing with Terra was, he just needed a body in order to continue past the
his old age.
The Keyblade War. Yeah, to continue past his old age. Thank you. So he wanted a young, strong body in order to do that. Ventus kind of worked, but he saw Ventus's own potential as something different. He could use him for the whole light darkness clash thing, whereas Terra was kind of not suited for that.
Yes, to continue his search for one ultimate key.
Yeah.
Keyblade.
When I first saw the Japanese subtitles, I can understand what they're saying. I thought they were saying X-Blade. X-Blade.
Well, so did I. And then I was like, why are they saying Keyblade, since that's the name of the thing in general? And then he explains it. It's like an ancient letter.
Uh-huh.
Oh, key, the most ancient of letters. Or something like that. And then some people also say Kai, but the meaning is the same.
So some people call it Keyblade.
Actually, yes.
Oh, fuck.
The
A friend of
Keyblade.
mine actually calls it the Keyblade,
The
just
Keyblade-
to differentiate.
The Keyblade.
I guess they only put in the alternate pronunciation just to avoid confusing fans. Like, why is the word key a letter?
Yeah.
So then, wait. So would Kai go in with something with Kyrie?
No, it's
Fuck.
it's
Damn
Kyrie
it, bamboozled
the whole
again.
key Kai thing is a little bit complicated. It would take too long to explain.
Well, how is it complicated? The game says, "Oh, some people say Kai, but it means the same thing."
Well, here's the thing. It's not like the whole Kyrie thing. No, that's not connected at all.
Well, at least I noticed. Well, at least I caught on to the fact that they both have the same, pronunciation.
But speaking of Kyrie,
Key is a Greek letter. It's I don't remember exactly where it falls in the Greek alphabet, but in Kingdom Hearts, it actually symbolizes death. So
Kai represents death.
Yeah.
What the fuck? So wait, whose side is the Keyblade on? Fucking light, dark, the gray area? Light, dark, color?
Yeah. It doesn't fall on any
light
side. It was
ambient light. Oh my god.
It was basically it serves as the guardian to the true Kingdom Hearts.
Okay.
It's like I said, it's a complicated situation. What do you want from me, man?
Yeah. Speaking
I want my money back.
Oh, real fast. Speaking of that, and back to
I want my time back. Jesus Christ.
back to the Kyrie and the princesses. When the Keyblade broke up into 21 parts, the 13 darkness and 7 lights, did the 7 lights become the 7 princesses?
I don't believe so. Although I have a theory that the Kingdom Key and the Kingdom Key D are 2 of the 20 pieces. That they are just.
I was always wondering where the 7 pure lights of the princesses came from.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't think they came from the Keyblade.
Don't they in 3D? Don't they say there's 7 light warriors?
Uh huh.
Yeah, like, who are the 7? Like, I know. Well, obviously, I think. Well,
Sora, Riku, Mickey, Kairi, Ventus, Aqua, and Lee, I believe.
Oh yeah, because at the end, like, Lee.
Terra's not going to be there, obviously, because
Terra's in the.
He's mortified.
Yeah, because at the end of 3D, Lee pulls out his own key.
Yep.
He's like, "Oh, I had trouble getting it to appear."
Like, oh, there it goes. But
they're actually going to be training Kairi and Lee in Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah. Because they only briefly got to wield their keys in their respective games.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, is there any more plot points in Birth by Sleep before we move on? Are we talking about Birth by Sleep that much? I don't think we did. Like the increasing timeline, the fact that the Terra's body swapping, the Keyblade, the Keyblade, and I guess the fact that only Aqua could become a master. Oh, and I guess the different types of masters. I guess there's this Xehanort became a seeker or something, and then Ericus became a guardian or a guardian, like teacher or something. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Ericus stayed behind the land of departure and guarded it, but Xehanort was more like an explorer.
Yeah.
I guess the fact that I guess he took Ventus's body to Destiny Islands at the same time Sora was being born, and that's how they met. Like
Mm-hmm.
Hi, I'm a new heart. I'll take care of you because I'm good at. Because why not? Oh yeah. Is there I guess also. Oh, gameplay wise, I guess it's not lore really, but I guess how the different you get to merge things together that makes things in Birth by Sleep, I guess. Like merging things, the abilities in Birth by Sleep, we get to merge them together.
The merging abilities. I really like that system, to be honest with you, because it allows for a lot more variation in terms of your own play style. You don't necessarily have to conform to the whole attack, and then you get one of each magic. You can kind of just mix and match. Like, let's say I like this ability, and this ability. Well, I can specifically use those instead of having all of these.
And plus, you use different crystals. You get different side abilities, I guess.
Different side effects, yeah.
Yeah. So you could make that's like 20 different items, so the same two abilities that use different crystal. You get 20 different things.
Mm-hmm.
So, hey, so anybody else have any plot point questions for Birth by Sleep?
I think everything was indirectly explained in the other games. So,
yeah. I guess Birth by Sleep is more like that. Hey, you ever curious what happened? This is what happened. Like,
yeah, we're just gonna point out all these things that you might have missed.
And I guess we could go to the next to this dream drop distance.
Oh god!
Was I thought?
Oh god! It's happening. Here it comes.
Hey, dream drop distance. The only thing I played about that game was the demo.
Originally, when I first started, I
also played the full game twice.
I thought the 3D from Dream Drop Distance was from Dream Drop Distance. 3D met Dream Drop Distance. And later I found out, it's because it's a 3D game.
It's a 3DS
Bro,
game,
I could play the remastered version. What you got on me, boy?
Do you have 2.8 yet?
No, but I am. Well, I should get it.
Yeah, because that's when they introduced the time travel.
Oh god, no!
Make my brain.
No, I am not
talking about time travel. I got a question.
I will be here for hours talking about time travel. No.
I got a question. Okay, wait. I got a question, guys. I got a question. What was the whole story or point of Dream Drop Distance? Because I never really knew what it was about.
Well, essentially,
okay, so
should I go or do you want to go?
No, go for it.
All right, well, let me give the summarized version before our friend here delivers the complicated version that's going to make your ears bleed, I believe.
No, my ears
So the
have been bleeding,
simplified
I'm fine.
should I just say the whole story or should I just say the premise?
Just say the premise because I'm going to
go for the premise first.
All right, so basically the premise is that Sora and Riku are undergoing their Mark of Mastery exams in order to become full-fledged Keyblade Masters. And they're going to these Disney worlds that are considered to be asleep, like they were affected by the darkness that consumed them, but they never fully woke up.
What the fuck does that mean? Okay, this already sounds.
I'll be back in just a sec, guys.
Well, yeah, that's the basic premise. But then let's just say that their test gets hijacked at one point. So,
wait, what? Wait a minute. So they take a mastery exam, but to do that, they need to fix like real situations.
Yeah,
more or less.
Sleeping. They go to sleep.
How the fuck does that work though? Because isn't the whole point of the darkness is to like literally just consume the world? How the fuck does a world go to sleep exactly? That's fucking ambient light right there. That's what I call ambient light.
Because you can ask Raxaimus when he gets back. But yeah, basically they go to the 7 worlds. 2 of them they go to. One, they go to the same twice. They go Traverse Town twice.
Oh.
And then they go to Times Back of Notre Dame. They go to Pinocchio's world before it fell, where we see it in Kingdom Hearts 1. We go to the Tron Legacy world in the new movie.
Oh.
And there are, in both Pinocchio and Tron, there are references to their appearances in the earlier games.
Then we go to the Three Musketeers world.
Wait, what do you mean the Three Musketeers? Wait, what?
Where Mickey, Donald, and Goofy are Musketeers in that Disney movie.
I don't know what movie that is.
It was direct-to-video.
And then we go to the Sorcerer's Apprentice world, where Mickey.
Yeah, it's more based on Fantasia, though.
I meant that short from Fantasia, the Sorcerer's Apprentice short.
But I think the whole world was just based on Fantasia, like especially in how the music is like perfectly synced with like how your attacks are and everything.
Yeah, where Mickey's wearing the Sorcerer's hat. That's wait till he gets back. That confuses me. Where it takes where the 2 Disney Mickey Mouse worlds came from. Like when they face the timeline. But
well, here's a couple things. First off, just something random. What if Raxaimus's name is like the nobodies? God. Because if you look, there's only one X. What if he's a nobody?
Wait, Mario, off topic real quick. So I'm playing the original Metal Gear Solid, and there's this one line of dialogue I laughed at.
What?
So basically, Otacon gives a handkerchief from the sniper to Snake. Oh, here's a handkerchief I got from the sniper. Why? Oh, I don't know why, but she's really nice to me. Sounds like Stockholm Syndrome to me.
Anyways, the other thing, too, is that you want to know something curious about the demo version of 3D Drop Distance? They introduce you to a character, yet they don't explain it, and the only purpose they did that was to explain the new mechanic they put in. That was it, and then you never see the character in the demo ever again after that. So it's like, oh, hi. Oh, who the fuck are you? Oh, okay, bye.
Speaking of 3D Drop Distance, I originally, when we played that game, I wanted Snick to play that Rodents of You game before he played that one, but since it's a DS game, you can't play it.
Sorry about that. Had to go take care of something real quick.
Yeah, we were talking about how different worlds, the storyline of different worlds, like how they went to Traverse Town twice, and then the worlds of and how each world version of it is different, kind of depending on who you're playing as. How Phoebus dies differently in Sora's story than he dies in Riku's story.
Mm-hmm.
And
who dies?
Phoebus, whatever his name
Hunchback? He doesn't die.
Yeah, from Hunchback.
He doesn't die in that.
Falls to his death, I thought.
No, he doesn't. You're right. He doesn't.
Yeah. Are you talking about Frollo?
Oh, Frollo.
Yeah, Frollo.
Oh, the judge. Yeah, the judge. Like, Phoebus, he dies, falls off the castle. Wow.
Phoebus is Esmeralda's love interest.
Yeah, now I remember the names. Not the same person.
That's his nickname.
Anyways, other thing that confused is the timeline is the worlds of Three Musketeers and Sorcerer's Apprentice worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Like if those are real worlds or what? Because if that takes place before Birth by Sleep or what, and how they asleep.
To be honest, I don't know. Like those two worlds and a bit of the whole world that never was thing, kind of just. That's where Dream Drop sort of lost me. To be honest with you. Yeah, because I'm not sure exactly how those line up with everything else.
So I thought maybe that the Musketeer world. I thought maybe that took place before Birth by Sleep, since. Because I guess Minnie's still a princess at that point. It's not, or I don't know if she's a queen yet or not. Like, then she marries Mickey, he becomes the king. So yeah.
I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you.
I guess the one that really made sense to me was the Pinocchio world, where we met the events of Pinocchio before the events of Kingdom Hearts 1.
Mm-hmm. Well, it seems really weird that a lot of the Dream Drop Distance worlds, the sleeping worlds, are basically just time displaced things that we already know. Like, we're here in the present, but we're accessing a world from the past, or we're accessing a world that is like completely separate from what we already know. Stuff like that.
Is pretty much the only new world in that Hunchback.
Yeah, the only new world is Hunchback, yeah.
Yeah, because Pinocchio and Tron, we saw like time displaced things, and then the other two, Fantasia, Three Musketeers, are like
Mickey, except they're way in the past.
Yeah, MarioTube was asking about how wolves fall asleep or something like that.
Yeah, because the way Shinik explained it was basically Riku and Sora were taking a master's exam, and the only way to do that was to solve a real issue, and something about darkness putting worlds to sleep. Even though I thought the whole point of darkness taking over worlds was to completely consume them and get rid of the entire thing, and boom, the planet is gone, not fucking have them fall asleep. Like what is the... I'm confused.
I think I explained it. I was just explaining it the way the game does, in that they weren't consumed entirely, but then after all the worlds were restored, some of these worlds
stayed behind.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Well, that conflicts with the earlier games, though, because what the fuck? Dream Drop Distance? Fucking A.
Now you see why people freaking hate this game.
God damn, even fucking...
Alongside
Recoded made more sense than Dream Drop Distance.
I have to ask, in the 2.8 version of 3D, is the final boss just as hard, twice as hard, or easier?
Hear what that is.
I haven't played 2.8. I haven't played Dream Drop in 2.8 yet. I've only played the new stuff.
Yeah, all I know is that they had to rebuild it from the ground up because
because it's not a DS game. Yeah.
Which
makes me wish they would do the same for Days and Recoded for.
I mean,
exactly.
They do have at least a reasonable excuse for why they're not rebuilding Days and Recoded, because the thing is, while with KH1 and 3D, the basic assets were not that hard to recreate, because most of the reason why the source code is needed is because you need it for the actual scripting of like all the resources being used. But like, if they had access to like the original models and whatnot, then they just had to insert them in and just create a new source code for it. But the thing with Days and Recoded is that they'd have to just rebuild everything. Like it would have to be like a full-blown remake, like not just a remaster. And that kind of effort would take at least a year. And the thing is, and that kind of time is time taken away from making KH3, and that's their priority. In fact, it was even taking time away from Final Fantasy 15, which was unreleased at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't think they'd want to do Days or Recoded at this point, but maybe down the line when KH3 eventually gets made, they'd maybe do it, but I don't know.
Someday, hopefully, they'll make it playable.
I was really hoping they would re-release both games on the Wii U VC, but that's probably not going to happen.
No. Considering the Wii U is basically discontinued, maybe for the Switch.
Yeah, like the only thing is how they do DS games on the Switch.
Yeah, I thought it'd be cool.
Doesn't it have a touchscreen?
It might, but the thing is,
because I know it's got the tablet thing, but I don't know if the screen is actually a touchscreen.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late now making it for the Switch, but at the time, I thought it'd be cool if they did Kingdom Hearts like they did Skyward Sword and Twilight Princess, where you could use the sword, the Wiimote as the
use the Wiimote as the Keyblade.
Yeah.
I don't
this
know.
final boss thing that you guys are talking about sounds really complicated. It's gonna take a while, so I'm gonna take this time to use the bathroom. So when I come back, by the time you're done talking about it, can you give me a thumbs up? Just that if you're done talking about it when I get back. Yeah, thanks.
We're already done.
Wait, are you already done?
Wait, Adam,
Yes.
wait.
Oh.
Adam, I'm gonna look back, and I better not see him again. Nice face.
Ah, shit.
Yeah, we've been done talking about that for a little bit.
Oh, I just assumed you were still talking about it, but
no, he only asked if it was harder, just as hard, or easier than the original version,
and he doesn't know.
Oh,
and I don't know
because the thing is, I found Birth by Sleep pretty hard on the original PSP version, maybe because of how cramped the buttons were. But then when I played it on PS3, it was hell of a lot easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I played it on an emulator. So I had a PS3 controller to play it on, so I didn't really find it any different.
I mean,
if I played it on a PSP, then yeah, I would.
Yeah, well, I still have my PSP copy of Birth by Sleep, by the way. Like I got it brand new when it came out. Only problem is I can't play it anymore because even though I got my PSP working, some of the buttons don't function anymore.
Yeah, I still have mine. It's just I don't play it anymore because I have 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with the PSP's buttons not working, it just needs a cleaning, but I'd have to take the faceplate off, so I don't know.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
So, I guess the Disney wrote themselves. Oh, then I guess there's the flashback cutscenes that we talked that Yen was explaining stuff to him, and then there's the real-time cutscenes where Axe or Lee and them all wake up, become real people again, and where Minnie gets kidnapped by Maleficent and Pete because they're like, "Hey, we're still here. We're still a thing."
Yeah.
And I guess then they go back. When they go to the final world, the world never was. Is that Sleeping World, or is that a real life world at that point?
Disney Castle? That's a real life world.
No, I meant not.
Oh, sorry.
The world that never was.
Oh, the world that never was? No, not a real life world because Sora's still in his Dream Drop Distance clothes, and it actually changes. Like he gets his Kingdom Hearts 2 clothes back, and then when you go into gameplay, he's got his Dream Drop Distance clothes. Then things go weird, and everything past Roxas, I'd say, is like really screwed up.
Yeah, I like that. Like you've been here before, and your journeys and your memories, and the day escape and your dreams. Traverse Town over and over
again, like deja vu.
But then I guess then Sora meets nominate Shion and Rox inside his own heart, I guess, or his dreams during that part of the world. And he does that little running thing after Kairi and Riku, who quickly become Aqua and Terra.
Aqua and Terra, yeah.
And then I guess at the end, Riku goes into Sora's brain or heart and meets Shion, Ventus, and
Roxas, yeah.
Inside and that makes Riku pass the test, but not Sora.
I remember there was once this video that talked about how Riku is a real main character of the series, since apparently he had actual depth where Sora did not.
Honestly, I believe that because Riku went through a whole lot more than Sora did. I wouldn't mind Kingdom Hearts being about Riku, to be honest with you. It would make for a hell of a lot more interesting story.
I guess that's a point. Chain Memories, he's like, if I fall asleep, I can't yell at Sora when he wakes up. I guess that's the time travel part where
no, I refuse to talk about time travel.
I'm not talking about either. It's basically, from what I gather, is Xehanort basically makes a time loop by seeing his Heartless back in time, and his Heartless goes.
It is a time loop, yeah.
Yeah, he says he Xehanort takes over Terra's body, becomes Terranort. Then they become the Xemnas and Ansem. Ansem goes back in time to get young Xehanort, young Master Xehanort, send him to the future, and then the Ansem Heartless stays in Dusty Islands for like 50 years until the events of KH1 happen. He just stays there waiting. I'm staying here. I'm waiting here for 50 years, or how long that it's been since. I don't know how long time has been until he takes over Riku's body.
Are we past dream job distance yet?
We're almost there. We're talking about the time loop thing. It's confusing.
I've said I'm not talking about time travel much.
That made my brain explode when I first heard about it. I'm like, what?
Time travel is really hard to do to begin with.
And then when you add it into Kingdom Hearts, you're kind of just mixing the confusing chocolate with the confusing peanut butter into a confusing
chocolate.
Reese's peanut butter cup.
Chocolate.
Hey, blame the people that made the call to make the storyline as really confusing as Final Fantasy or whatever other confusing.
I wouldn't say Final Fantasy's all that confusing.
Final Fantasy's not that confusing. Kingdom Hearts isn't even that confusing. It's just Dream Drop Distance
isn't that confusing. I beg to differ.
Play Metal Gear Solid. I dare you.
I guess
I don't find Metal Gear that confusing.
Metal Gear Solid. I haven't beaten it, but I played up to.
Wait, what are you saying?
I play Metal Gear Solid 1.
Oh, sorry.
What are you saying?
I played Metal Gear Solid 1 up to Sniper Wolf.
I said I don't find Metal Gear to be that confusing either.
I mean, the only thing with Metal Gear is that its cutscenes are really long.
Well, that's the point.
You have a lot of information to take in.
Well, I guess that's the point.
I don't know if it's time travel or not, but I also did Yin-Set send Sora and Riku back in time? That's the islands too, or their bodies, or how that? I don't know how that worked myself. How they are younger.
Sorry, he something about his bodies.
Yeah. Did Yin-Set send Riku and Sora back in time to Destiny Islands, or?
No, that was all a dream. That was all preparing them for the actual test.
Until Ursula appeared and hijacked it, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, can we take a step back and at least explain what the Sleeping Worlds thing is? Because I still am like in
the Sleeping Worlds are basically worlds that were lost to darkness that were not brought back, and you're able to access them in their original forms through sleep, pretty much.
What?
Yeah.
How does that work? Oh my
It's
god.
strange. Don't even begin to ask me because I don't know much more than you do.
Okay, so from my understanding, a sleeping world is a world that's taken over by darkness, yet the only way to access it is through the power of fucking sleep.
Yes.
So these are the rules.
So how does this tie into the examination test or whatever it was called? The
Basically,
master's test?
they take the exam in these worlds. They're trying to wake these worlds up and bring them out of the darkness.
Well, how are they going to test Sora and Riku if they're
Don't
asleep?
ask me.
Like these are the rules that weren't restored in Kingdom Hearts 1. They're like, oh, you know what? We don't want to go back to light. We'll stay in darkness.
But wait, I thought they were restored in Kingdom Hearts 1, right?
Some of them weren't.
What about KH2?
KH2, like, no, that's not even. They didn't restore worlds from the darkness in KH2.
No, in KH1, they were trying to protect them from the darkness consuming them. In KH2, they were opening the doors.
Yeah.
Opening
the doors between the worlds.
Okay, the only thing I can see from KH1 and KH2 is that they're closing the roads between worlds, and then apparently they fucked up somehow, and now they're reopening those same roads that they closed in KH1, basically. That's what I seem to understand. In a nutshell, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Dream Drop Distance basically sounds like a fucking acid trip.
Dream Drop throws everything out of whack, to be honest with you.
Well, it's going to be fun playing the remaster version, because I bet you they're probably going to explain fucking jack shit. I actually hope they did make it easier to understand in the remake, if that's the case, because if I played the original version, oh good god, I probably would have hated the story so much.
I guess then we get to this more spoiler part.
Well, I'm gonna mute this then if we're talking about spoilers of that. So
I don't know if it's a spoiler or not, but first of all, what comes first?
I muted you. There.
Okay, what comes
up
first?
if we're done talking about spoilers.
What comes first? The back cover movie or 0.2? Because I know 0.2.
You're gonna want to watch back cover before doing 0.2.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
There are a few things that 0.2 relies on from back cover.
Because I remember,
0.2 kind of leads directly into Kingdom Hearts 3.
Because I remember when I was watching the archives of the Lord Runner thing, he wanted to do back cover first, but then he played 0.2 first instead, I think.
Yeah, because I had technical difficulties in getting my video to him on time.
Okay.
Pretty much.
So just Dream About Distance, and then you watch the cover movie. And then we go to 0.2, where they tell us about Aqua's time Realm of Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to say something. There's the 5 or 6 apprentices. One leaves, I guess. The one girl one tells everyone to leave too. He's like, run away. Then think about the 4 exit that in the Keyblade graveyard, that big X thing and the Keyblades. Do you think each of the sections was one of the unions?
Mm-hmm.
The 4 unions that stayed behind the fight?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, that's all I really know about it. That's before the Keyblade. That probably them fighting the Keyblade war, and then the one apprentice passed the Keyblade down, passed the Keyblade down, probably to Xehanort eventually, and the other one became ran away, I guess, with the kids. So that's what from I gathered, at least.
Well, see, they did run away, but some of them stayed behind in order to fight. Like, the Dandelions were only a small group of Keyblade wielders, like completely separate from all other unions, which got carried forward.
Is the one that stayed behind the one that ran away? Was that Kyrie's voice?
I don't know.
Because I heard that each of the different ones had different the voice actors. I'm not sure. I think
no, they don't have the same voice actors.
Oh, I thought maybe the voice actors were similar personality or something like that. Like the master of masters was like we said like Brig or whatever.
Well, I only say he was Brig because he had the same mannerisms as Brig, not necessarily the same voice actor.
Oh, true. I don't know if it was Brig himself or maybe reincarnated or something as Brig. But yeah, we haven't played that game so much, so not to talk about really. But yeah, so Days and then the in 0.2, I guess we basically revisit the three Disney worlds of Cinderella, Sleeping Beauty, and Snow White.
God damn it!
Between Professor and one, I'm guessing.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, it's the three starting worlds of Birth by Sleep.
But there's also Fall of Darkness. I guess Peter Pan roll didn't, and neither did.
Well, no, they did. We just don't visit them. We only see a few of them.
But I mean, they fall completely in the darkness because they're still around in Sora's time.
Yeah, true.
I don't know if Neverland is because we only will ever see the pirate ship and the clock tower. I guess. And yeah, Hercules roll didn't, and I don't know about. Not sure about the other world, Stitch's world. That's basically a spaceship. So I don't know if they fall darkness or not. Yeah, I guess that's really all the major lore parts. Besides the fact that maybe the Kingdom Keys in both worlds were found in Destiny Islands or something.
I don't think they were. Well, maybe they could have. They could have been because we find the Kingdom Key D in the Realm of Darkness on Destiny Islands, and then we have. Yeah, so they could be.
Is that it for spoilers?
Yes, that's it for spoilers.
As far as I know, I guess. Yeah, I guess that's wrapping it up now. It sounds any more lore parts to talk about. Except.
Well, then again, there is Kingdom Hearts 3, which is still not released.
Nope.
I think it isn't. Yeah.
Not for another 10 years.
The only thing I'm looking forward to KH3 is the fact that I get to use freaking Disneyland or Disney World rides as a tax. Okay, maybe not the only thing, but still, that's a pretty big factor for me.
From what I heard, the thing I heard about it is it's the end of the Xehanort saga. That means the end of the Sora saga, or
yeah, that's why I heard something about that.
No, Sora's saga will continue. Nomura has confirmed it.
There's this Xehanort's no longer a presence.
Pretty much. Anyway, I'm gonna have to cut this off, guys, because it's getting pretty late.
Yeah, it's here. Before you go, you want to give yourself a shout out about your channel?
Anyway, yeah, sure. I've got a Twitch channel. I stream fairly often. My next big stream is going to be a Kingdom Hearts marathon on March 28th, celebrating the 15th anniversary. Twitch.tv.
That's the day before my birthday.
Oh,
happy early birthday then. I'll go ahead and well, I guess I shouldn't type it. I'll leave a comment when you guys put this on YouTube.
You can just put it in the chat.
But I mean, to other people,
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
So yeah, twitch.tv/Raxaimus. Go ahead and check me out. I do streams fairly often. Anyway, I will see you guys later.
Bye.
Have a good one.
You want to give yourself a shout out real fast? Here we go.
Me?
What?
Yeah. MarioTube.
Oh, if you saw the last podcast, then yeah, just look at that. Nothing has changed. Also, apparently, Brennan's internet died. Yeah, I asked him if he was done for the night, and he says, "Oh, my internet died. You guys done with the live stream?" I'll tell him we're wrapping it up.
Snick, anything to say? Any new project coming out?
Any new projects?
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about making my grand return to solo projects. Like some stuff I abandoned, like Star Wars Obi-Wan. I'm gonna need some help because I swear to God, if doing the drunk Obi-Wan voice is not enough anymore. I didn't even realize he left, but yeah, but then other things like Teen Titans, Rugrats Studio Tour, I really need to get those done so that way I can move on to other things and close those chapters out. And all I can say for new projects is, well, there's 2 I started that haven't even been uploaded yet. They are on Stuart Little 2 and 102 Dalmatians, both on PS1. And other games I wanted to start include a couple of GBA games I got. Like there's this Fairly Odd Parents GBA game I got that I'm going to play instead of Shadow Showdown. For Disney games, I really want to do an X-Men game because that's like the next big Marvel franchise of games I have alongside Spider-Man. Then, yeah, there's quite a few things I got. I got plenty to work with, as you can see back here. It's all this plus more. So, yeah.
Would that Chicken Little race be counted as an abandoned project at this point?
No, you know what? Fuck this. As soon as we hang up this live stream, I'm going to make another Chicken Little video because that needs to be done too. And Mario, send me the fucking videos.
Should I just send you all the clips I have just raw or
send them to me raw, sure.
Okay.
I'll take out the movie clips myself.
Yeah, I kind of feel like that's the only way we're gonna get this done quicker at this point, actually.
Yeah, of course. And again, if he speeds up the little thing, that means you have to speed up the Kingdom Hearts 2 thing because
Well, I'm also speeding up the worst RPG ever.
We need
you like that for like 5 of them in one night, didn't you?
Listen, everyone in this call needs to speed everything up. Schnick has his own things to speed up. Vandalia, I'm sure you have your own project to speed up. I need to speed up my fucking video bullshit.
Sure.
Not to mention, you know what else I need to do? Put out part 2 of the Terminator 3 review. And you want to know what's holding me back on making part 2? It's the epilogue. Because the information presented in the epilogue is outdated. There's a lot, because basically the epilogue ends with me being baffled at how Terminator 3 The Redemption is considered better than many of the games I've played for YouTube. And since that list has gotten longer, I mean, I did record a list of games that's considered worse than, but since that list has obviously gotten longer, and since I recorded it, I now have to record another audio file that acknowledges the missing games. And also, the way the video ends, I'm not going to say it, but basically the way I end the video is kind of outdated as well. So I need to update it. Like, basically, should I just say how the video ends?
No.
All right, no, I'm not going to say it.
Anyways, real fast.
All it is just a simple re-recording of an audio file. So
real fast. Thanks for watching this successful episode of Kingdom Hearts Lore. Join us on Tuesday for our regular scheduled podcast program. And as always, enjoy the randomness. See ya.
Bye-bye.